up. Facebook and YouTube is set up. Yeah. Let's see here.
Someone just requested. Oh, that's Soulspice.
Okay.
Yes. Guys, get your questions ready. All the sex questions.
There's something I need to do. I need to remember what that is right now. And I'll do it in a second. Okay. Hello, madam.
Madam Soulspice.
Hi. Hi. We have like, see, having you on today allowed us to set up, to upgrade our level a little bit. So we wanted to make sure that everyone is taken care of. Okay. You can hear us clearly, right? Okay, and you can hear her.
Yes, I can.
And you can hear Lola too. Okay, perfect. Awesome, awesome. Now we're gonna get started in a second here. Just want to make sure that everyone can see us. Let's see. See, we would do YouTube. I'm sorry, we would do music and all this whole thing right now, but you know how YouTube plays. And then they're gonna tell us that we're playing YouTube whiskey music without permission. We don't want stories.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, but we'll get started in a second. I just want to make sure that all is well here. That YouTube and Facebook can hear us.
Perfect.
There you go. Yep, I can hear that. Wait, what? What happened? Okay. All right. That's good. I can't see. Are we frozen or something?
Yes. What's going on?
Okay. This is very weird. Let's see.
Engineer Abitogun. What's going on here? What one?
1 second. We're streaming, but is that coming from you, Soulspice? Is that coming from you? Yeah, you can hear us. I just want to make sure that that music is coming from you. Okay. Just give us 1 second. We can get started, okay? Let's see here. What's going on here?
Interesting.
We're still live here. This one is telling me. Should I close this?
Yes, please. Let's get
That's crazy. All right, so hopefully the people on YouTube and Facebook can hear us now. We had to find a way to get you on here so that everyone can hear us and enjoy it as well. But yes, all right, so good. So everyone, this is Ola and Lola as usual. We're back for our marriage issue 24th episode, and today we have a special guest on. This is our friend from Clubhouse. We've been rocking Clubhouse for what, like a month or two now? Maybe a little bit more.
Maybe more. Maybe like 3 months.
Yeah. Clubhouse is, if you don't know what that is, it's almost like never mind.
What?
Yeah, it's almost like never mind. So right now we're just trying to get Soulspice to a place where you can hear her a little bit easier. Just in case you're on Facebook or YouTube, it looks like Instagram already started a party. So Soulspice she's a sexpert. She's a marriage coach. She's a relationship coach. We're gonna allow her to tell us more about herself.
Yes.
As you can hear it, her phone is buzzing off like crazy. That's your phone. That's not coming from here.
No, that's not me.
No, that's Soulspice. Yeah, that's our phone going.
Business is good, eh?
That's our phone going mad. So she knows what she's talking about when it comes to sex within the context of marriage, but also beyond just the context of any one particular religion.
Yes.
Usually we tend to hear a lot from one side, this one person that's basically
Religious people.
They have their own agenda, rules and regulation, and unfortunately even within the same religion sometimes those confinements, a lot of people fit on the outside of it. It's also when we always try to put God in a box with religion. and then as human beings we've been failing for how many centuries on that. We can't put God in a box. Sorry.
So what are you trying to say, that religious people are uptight, eh?
In every sense of those words. In every sense of those words. But that's okay. It's allowable, So Facebook and YouTube is going to be a little bit of a struggle. If you want, you can go and find us on Instagram if you want to enjoy this, maybe for this particular episode, because we wanted to accommodate Soulspice on Instagram. So we decided to go on there because I could see now that it's a little bit on the frozen side too. But with that being said, we're going to have fun, absolute fun, having this conversation today. We're no holds barred, So without any further, first of all, babe, how you doing? You good?
Oh, I'm fine.
You're set? You're good to go?
I've been ready for this
Because once I bring Soulspice on,
can we just get started?
Uh-huh.
I want to hear what Soulspice has for us, Daddy.
once I bring her on, it's a wrap,
Yes, sir.
So yeah, so I think they can still hear us somehow, some way, because we're moving on the side over there. But yes, Soulspice, tell us about yourself. How did you get here? I know you came from being a housewife, and now you're a sexpert, sex coach, marriage coach, relation. How did you find yourself in this space?
Marriage goals.
Low button.
Was missing. And then I asked myself something one day and I said, who are you? You know, and I couldn't answer that question because I realized that if my husband should walk away from that marriage, that was the end of me. You know, I couldn't maintain the car. I couldn't maintain my lifestyle. I couldn't even pay the children's school fees. That I don't have the school fees. You know, so it was more like this man was doing practically everything. And then it dawned on me that I was just a figure in the house. I was not supporting. I was not doing anything. I was in a small business, but you know, I couldn't even live on my business. And that was when depression kicked in. And you know, my husband asked me, okay, what exactly do you want to do? Because we already agreed that okay, the 9 to 5 is not what I was going to do, because one person there to stay at home with the kids. And I said, I said I wanted to go public with my sex stuff. And I said, okay, fine. And I asked, I said, did you hear what I said? I want to go public with my sex stuff. And the mother said, hey, you want to talk about, you're not going to be having sex on social media, right? And I said, yes. He said, okay, fine. I said, no, I'm going to be talking about sex. Like, I'm not doing religious sex. I want to talk about sex. He said, she may talk. Go ahead, what do you want to talk? Because as long as you are not, you know, doing it, it's fine by me, you know. And that was it. So 4 years down the line, I'm still grateful. I'm so grateful.
4 years. It's been 4 years.
Yeah, it's been 4 years now. It's 4 years now that I came public. And you know, the fact that he allowed me to fly, he didn't just let me walk or run, he let me fly my flying. And he didn't stop me one day. You know, he never complained. Okay, I think he complained once or twice. You know, when I try to drag people on social media, I'm like, you know what, that's not what you're there for. So don't call out people. You can complain, you can say what you want, don't tag anybody, don't call their names in your videos, you know. But for me to post anytime, I'll say, oh, go and drop that thing. The only thing he tells me to drop sometimes is don't put my picture. He wants to be, you know, behind the scene. He just feels like, you know what, I just feel like my coded life. You can be out there, don't have a problem, but don't put me, you know. So yeah, so it's been a fantastic journey so far.
Wait, why would you need to drag people on social media?
And maybe when they say the wrong thing, especially when we have celebrities who's okay. So I remember one time one celebrity said, "Oh, missionary is outdated. Who is doing missionary sex?" And I'm like, so I had to do a video to remind her that, babe, for every position you want to do now, it starts from missionary. If you are doing cowgirl, it starts from missionary.
Yes.
Whatever. So missionary is like the foundation of most sex positions. Yes. So you cannot say because they are doing one joggy or they are doing one reverse cowgirl, you think missionary. How can you say missionary outdated? Just say you have refused to upgrade your missionary.
Right.
Just don't make it outdated, right? And so I was like, okay, you know what? You can please redo that video, but don't call her name. Like, you can talk about maybe a celebrity do something, but do not call her name because he just felt like, put it out there, you might think people will not tag. People might tag her, it might be another issue. You don't want your brand to be known as, you know, someone who comes to, you know, drag people on social media. You let them know you for fun, but not, you know, that. So yeah, so that's it.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, because you know, that world of dragging people online can become something totally different entirely.
Yeah, yes, you can.
Yeah, but thank God, at least you were in a space where you can. Your video is not clear. This video is perfect for us. Your video.
It's your side, though.
It's your side, exactly. Yeah, so.
Tiger Nuts. You owe me Tiger Nuts for saying my video is not clear, but it's your side.
What is Tiger Nuts? Let's start with that.
Tiger Nuts not Ophio? Is it Ophio?
Yeah.
It is, right?
Yeah, it's a drink.
Oh my God. I used to love Ophio as a kid. That's so weird.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. You know Ophio?
Yeah.
Okay, so, no, I don't know Ophio.
I'm on other song. Tiger Nuts is really good.
You don't know.
I don't think they have it in Ondo State.
I'm from a village. I don't know what Ophio is. Sorry.
But in Lagos, I know Ophio. Ophio is good. It's like coconut taste.
So tell us, what does Ophio and Tiger Nut has to do with this topic? Tell us a little more about that.
So it's a drink that people use to boost their sexual feeling. So for some people, when you drink, you get horny almost immediately.
Oh wow.
Me, I have tried this several times. I bought from different people. It didn't work. Now, if you come to my freezer, I do as much as 12 to 24 bottles because my husband loves it. I love it too, but it doesn't work for me. But I have a friend, when she drinks it like this, if there's nobody, she will look for somebody to sleep with her. It's that bad.
So she gets honey.
So they put it's Ophio, they put dates, right? They put dates, some people put coconut.
Oh.
So the three together. There's some people now some people have a way of, increasing some people ginger and all those things, but those are the three basic things you use to create the drink. So it comes in a milky form. It can be very sweet. But I noticed that people who sell put loads of water because they need to make their money.
Oh. So it's watered down.
Okay, now we can't hear you anymore.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm sure she's going to come right back. All right. Awesome. So we definitely, if you're watching us on, it doesn't look like anybody was able to catch us on
Facebook.
But that's fine. It's still being recorded to Facebook, which is perfectly fine. But yeah, we have about 28, 29, 27, 23 people. Hello, Hell Nixon. You caught us today. What's going on, brother? Just let us know that you can hear us clearly. If you can hear us, we'll try to see if we can get our guest back on. Let's see here. You have your questions ready?
Yeah, I do have my questions ready.
All right. So while we wait for her to come back on,
right?
We're talking about today is about asking a SEXPERT, and we have a special guest. Her name is Soulspice. She's out of Nigeria. We've kind of met together a lot on
Clubhouse.
On Clubhouse, which is the new social media app. Thank you so much for letting me know. Today we're talking about sex within the context of marriage. This is a big struggle for a lot of people. Last week we talked about, what was that topic last week? Sexless marriage, some.
Yes.
Something like that.
Sexless marriages, yes.
Yeah, something like that. And today was like, last week we talked about 1 out of every
5 couples.
5 couples.
Yes.
Have
Your
sexless
request,
marriage,
baby.
right? So today was more so a follow-up. We decided to bring out an expert that we've been hanging out for a while, probably like 2 months or so, and we've deemed it that she knows what she's talking about. You're back with a clearer video. That person was correct. Tiger Note was correct.
Tiger Note. It is well.
All right, awesome. So she's back now. We're gonna try to see if we can get this thing back on. Let's see. Quick reflexo. There you go. Awesome. All right. So the first question. You have your first question ready? Or I should go with my first question.
Go with your first question.
Okay. You can hear us clearly, right?
Yeah. Yes, I can.
Okay. All right. So we gotta get you back on this thingy here. The first question is this. Is sex food?
It's beyond food.
It's beyond food. Give me 1 second, okay? Let me mirror this thing back to you.
Yeah, because I'm not hearing in my headphones.
Yeah, that's because it's disconnected from. 1 second. Yeah. 5444.
Humble brother said hello. Hola.
Hi, humble brother. Awesome. All right, let's see if we can get her back on. Hopefully. Okay, are you there?
Hi, Soulspice.
Can you hear us now? We gotta get her back on now. Let's hope she's able to come back on. I was supposed to let her know first that I was gonna do that. But
Really?
She gotta come back in now.
Oh, wow.
Struggle. Alright, let's get this set back in.
Engineer Ola. We actually had a test run. So I don't really understand
We did.
why this is
The
happening.
network is bad. Okay, she's coming back in now. Yeah, so that means it was working. The audio was working. but the video was seized. But I think she'll be able to come back in now. All right, are you there?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, I think we're clear back up now. Things are okay now. Awesome. All right, good. So the first question is sex food?
So I said sex is life, right? So some people will say it's not food, right? If you're not getting it the right way, you might probably see it as, why do I have to stress myself? Why would you say sex is even food in the first place? It's not a chore now. You do and go. It's not by force. But when you're getting it back to back and in the right context, you know that sex itself is life.
Right.
It's like saying that you want to take water out of your system. You can't live without water. For some of us, you can't live without sex. I always tell my husband, if at all we are going to divorce, maybe sex might even be the reason. Because if you tell me no sex for 2 months, or who could let me go? You know? So for me, sex is life. Sex is life. People have different definitions, right? Which I understand based on their own experience and ideologies. But for me, no sex, sorry, the Soulspice is not available.
The end of life.
Or I'm not.
Even in
Exactly.
Muslim religion, if you're not having sex for 3 months, it's a ground for divorce. So I don't know about Christianity, but
Well,
Exactly.
sex food for
So,
yes, even in Muslim religion, sex is supposed to be food. Hello, why are you getting married if you're not gonna enjoy the
exactly.
sex?
The only reason why we walk down the aisle is for sex. And I'm going to say nothing else. Because you can do every other thing without marriage.
Well,
you can
have
open
sex
an
without
account
marriage
together.
too, though.
No, not according to religion.
You can have sex
According
without...
to religion.
Oh, according to religion.
According
okay.
to religion, you're not
According to religion, the only reason why we walk down the aisle, according to religion, is to have sex. Because you're expected not to do anything before marriage, and the only thing you're expected to do first after marriage is have sex.
Okay, so
you're not telling me, you're conditioning me.
Let me push back. Let me push back a little bit. So you can, according to religion, you can have babies outside of marriage? Is that what you're saying?
No, that's what I'm saying. According to religion, you can't have it outside marriage. Right? So according to religion, you have to wait for them to bless you or pray for you before you can start. It's like you need that prayer to start to fuck. Right? Let me use that word. Fuck. Right? Now, so religion is not saying that if I do not get a husband, I can't have sex. So the only reason why I'm getting married is because I want to have sex with my husband.
Really? Yes.
Right? That's what religion is saying. So the only reason why you get married is to have sex. Some people say, oh, companionship, child. Won't you have sex before you have baby?
So I wonder, you still have to start from having sex, Sha, before you start having children.
Exactly. So there's no other thing you want to do. There's nothing you want to tell me that you want to do after marriage that you can't do before marriage, aside sex, according to religion. You can visit my house. You can come and visit me. You can come and cook for me, right? If you are dating. Religion is not against cooking. Religion is only against don't kiss, don't have sex, don't do anything sexual. That's what religion is saying. Religion is not saying don't visit each other, don't talk to each other, don't hang out. They are not saying that. They are only saying don't have sex. So if I'm going to be getting married to you and I'm walking down the aisle just to fuck you, and then you tell me sex is not food, then you have a problem. So don't get married.
Yes.
Don't get married. Be single.
In fact,
or dating and doing the normal thing. Why?
If you lose your, if like for widows, for example, even religion allows. I don't know about Christianity again. I will speak on.
So
Muslim
according to religion, right? If you lose your man, you're not expected to marry somebody else. According to religion,
you're not allowed.
Yes, now.
No, Muslims are allowed to marry again.
Are you sure?
What do you mean?
And that's Muslims now.
Okay, because she's
What
not
about
Muslim.
Christians?
Because she's not Muslim.
That's why I said
Muslim
that's what I'm saying. From a Muslim standpoint, like from their perspective,
Muslims
it's okay.
can marry. But as a Christian, a young man is expected to marry a divorcee or someone who's a widow.
Yes.
Because you were married before.
What do you think about that?
There is no place.
So the woman will not have sex for the rest of her life.
According to religion.
According to Christianity.
According to Christianity, and they cannot masturbate again, which makes it worse. So your vagina becomes useless. I cannot masturbate, I cannot marry, I cannot fuck anything. Oh, come on.
Come
Let me
on.
go video. Let me go down the man now.
Shogun Layeni.
Also,
Makes no sense. I'm
no.
sorry.
All right, all right.
So sex is food. That's what.
So if somebody
Soulspice
comes to
just
you, if you're married to a person, usually they don't say in the beginning. So we always address things from a standpoint of there is crisis. I'm not a subscriber to pushing down people's throat that you should discuss this thing before marriage. Dude, story. People just don't. They won't discuss it.
Story I be story.
Yeah.
I'm on a discussion.
Exactly. So now let's talk about people that are in marriage and they find themselves in a situation where their spouse is now asking them, is sex food? Either a man or a woman. That means we got problems. How would you address that person? How would you advise them?
So if you have a partner who is asking is sex food, then two things. The way they've been programmed, right? Maybe the person doesn't see sex as that important. There are people who just naturally are not into sex. Like, what is it? You know, or they have sex and they are not enjoying it. They don't get that feel of what everybody says. You know, when you have someone say, oh God, the sex was fantastic. So there are still women who are wondering, you know, how fantastic can your sex? I don't understand. The same sex I have that does not make sense. You know, and then you are asking. I've seen someone who has tried to masturbate, it didn't make sense to her. She does have sex, but she's like, when she's like, you are finished. Like, there's nothing cheering her up to say, oh, I want to do it again, or I want to do another time. She doesn't look forward to it.
Wow.
Right? She has tried sex to her, and she's like, so you see, for that kind of person, it goes beyond the touch and the toys. It's now a mindset thing.
Yes, a mental space.
Right? It's a mindset thing. So when you have a partner who is saying that it's sex food, it might probably be a mindset thing, or it's fact that they're not getting what they want from you.
Yes.
Maybe they have something they used to get from somebody, and you are not meeting up to that target, and so they get frustrated. And they're like, oh, I'm not interested. You go come and do and you come quick, or you do and you not do it well. So I don't look forward to it. And so they're like, is it by force? Is it good?
Yeah.
You know, it's a must we do.
It's a show for
we
them.
Did that
it's either it's a show for you or food for you, basically.
Exactly. So you can't. So those two things, it's either programming or they are not satisfied.
Okay. Or could we say that sometimes some men just expect their wives to open their legs at night, even though they've cussed them out during the day? Like they're not, they don't understand emotions when it comes to sex. They don't understand that for women, it starts from here. How you make me feel. If you treat me nicely, my legs will open. But you treat me like shit, and then in the nighttime you expect me to be a stripper, it's not gonna work.
Yeah, and that's the problem with a lot of men, right? So they think women think like them. So a man wakes up maybe 3 a.m. in the morning with a hard on, and he's not thinking of, oh, I need to be sexual for me to get the hard on. He's just thinking, oh, I need to fuck. I need to fuck with this, right? Now you have a woman who is sleeping, deep in her sleep, and then if you are lucky, if you have the men that only walk with dear will not totally. They will use out, maybe kiss you, you know, to wake you up. Okay, babe, I want to plug in. But if you have those who don't think twice, they'll just lubricate their penis, and you see something like you are sleeping, they will wake you from sleep with a dick inside of you. Like, how do you explain that?
How do you explain that?
And then you're expecting him to be sexual and give it to you. Like, daddy, what? You know, because I'm sleeping. You didn't even try to put me in the mood. You didn't try to turn me on, and then boom, and they want to start pam. Come on, and they're telling me not to complain that is it food. I'll ask you, come. Is it by force?
Exactly.
You didn't do before I wanted to sleep. It's not that I'm sleeping deep down, and you know it gets worse because a lot of women don't sleep on time. We are not the 7 p.m. kind of sleeping people.
No.
A man can sleep 7 or 6 p.m.
One of us just answered now and said, it is well. I think that's a man. And the person that just said, but that thing is very annoying. I think that's a woman.
If you see any married woman who says she does not understand that 3, 4, 5 a.m. kind of dick thing, then the problem in her marriage.
Okay.
Because every man does that. Every man. We
Mm-hmm.
sleep and 6 a.m.
I used to tell my husband,
Those 3
don't wake
hours.
me up when I'm sleeping. He thought it was a joke. Don't do that. I'm tired. It didn't make sense to him.
It didn't make sense. And you know why that doesn't make sense to men? Let me just speak for men for a second. The reason why it doesn't make sense to men is because sex is food. Once Konji is a bastard. Once he gets you, you can't think anymore. It's the other head that's thinking now. See, common sense will say, okay.
Exactly.
Common sense will say, okay, somebody is sleeping. It makes sense that if they're deep in their sleep, they may not appreciate. Even there are men like that don't appreciate being woken up from their sleep, right? So what is stopping a man from using common sense in that moment and say, okay, it makes sense that she's probably deep in her sleep? There's only one thing that's stopping that, and that's Konji.
But you know the truth. You know the truth about this. If a man is a good man or a good husband, right, and you wake me up by 4 a.m., even if I'm not in the mood or I'm not interested, I will think of potential your bill. You know, he's a fantastic husband. Let me allow him, right? And so you don't see it as a problem. But when he's a kind of man, that will insult you, will not even up in the house. And you're like, for what? I beg. And then you see couples struggle in bed early in the morning. And then one person is going to work angry because the hard on was useless. He didn't plug in anything. Or the woman is going to work angry because she's had a tear because the man used saliva or he didn't lubricate her wound and just started.
That is hilarious.
It's a struggle.
There are so many crazy things happening out there in the name of marriage, trust me.
All right, so
I will sometimes just to everybody's bedroom to say, okay, what's the problem? Yeah, this is the solution, but it's not possible.
I would say something though. I don't like to be woken up in the middle of the night. During the day, anytime is fine. But during that nighttime when I'm sleeping, that sleep is beauty rest.
Because you like during the day. Because you like during the day. I have seen a couple that in 13 years of marriage, it's within 4 and 6. Once it's 4 a.m. and 6, once it's past 6, no sex again. And they have maintained that in 13 years.
Wow.
I was telling her, like, babe, I don't understand. Like, in the afternoon, when you're in the work, you're like, the other woman agree, you have to be early because of the children. And I'm like, I want to do by 12 p.m. You are telling me, check, I'll tell you, I have to be a meeting. I will go on the table and give you blowjob. I will bring you to life. You don't give me. Don't tell me what I want to get it.
You gotta make effort as men. You have to.
All right. Somebody said, "What is the context of this stream?" This is not Clubhouse. You just gotta follow along. Unfortunately, humble brother, my brother. The title says "Ask a SEXPERT," so you can feel free to ask a question.
Yes.
And and then if you, if hopefully that was good enough. You can ask any question related to
someone
sex.
Asked a question. Someone asking a question.
Yes. So we do have a question here.
Yes, but why the men were dating?
Right.
It wasn't so. Why would marriage change things? See,
let me repeat that question for those on YouTube and Facebook. But while the men were dating, it wasn't so. Why would marriage change things? Yes, go ahead, Soulspice.
So when dating is different from marriage, while dating, you see once in a while, you see the fine boy.
Yes,
you never see him make up things. You never see the real him. But you see, in marriage, reality sets in.
Yes.
You know that this guy will remove his shoe and dump his on. You know this guy will use the toilet and not flush. This guy will dump his clothes. You know that he will not even help you in the house. Then kids have joined, a lot of things, bills and all those. So you are seeing the real him that you never saw. Before marriage, you see maybe 10%.
Yes, sir.
10%, and that 10% is the good, handsome prince you're seeing.
Yep.
But see, in marriage, you see the real prince behind the crown. When they remove the crown, remove the regalia, you see the naked, dirty, uncalled for prince with attitude. And so tell me how it's going to be the same thing. It's not going to be the same thing.
Let me ask you a question, Soulspice. It looks like this live stream is going to help us with this question. Somebody just asked. It's not really a question, but it's going to become a question now. The person said, "I don't want no marriage." Does it stop what you're saying precisely when a person doesn't want marriage?
So JKUP8. See, the truth about it is, if you come on social media, you would hear 90% of marriages are bad. Or should I say 99.9% of marriages are terrible.
Yeah.
And so that would determine, you'll be telling yourself, I don't think I want to get married. I don't think I want to go through this stress. But you see, some of us have that remaining 1%.
Okay.
And then I always ask myself, do you think you deserve that 1% or you don't deserve that 1%? Because there are good men out there, right? Ola is a good man, and mine is a very good man.
Yes, sir.
So that makes it 2. That makes it 2.
Too good
They've been
taking
married
men.
over a decade.
Okay.
So the thing you need to be step into this kind of way that says, God, if you're a man, tell God, God, make me a man responsible enough for my wife to be proud of me. Right? Make me a man responsible enough for my wife to be proud of me, to be able to brag about me. Or you say, God, give me a woman that I'll be nice to, that will be proud of me. Right? Or make me a woman that would give my husband peace of mind. If you're a woman. See, no man. See, the way Ola is now, he's a good man, we agree. But you see, the wife will do something and push him to the wall one day. You see, that devil in him will come out.
Yes, it's always in there.
Every good man has madness in them.
Sorry.
But you see, most times they lock it up in the dungeon because it's not needed.
Yeah.
But when you get into marriage, you find a lot of people just unleash the dungeon. They unleash the dragon, the wickedness in them, because their spouse have helped over the months and weeks and years, pour fuel to bring it out. Yeah. In every good woman, there's a bad woman. Yes, see, I'm a good wife. I'm a good wife, but you see, my good wife, I get crazy, and I can be a very terrible wife at the same time. I might marry her, it will not work 1 month, it won't even last. So the truth about it is, pray to God to find that 1% that will give you peace and make you happy. Because trust me, there are so many fantastic marriages, but the truth is, the bad ones have overshadowed our own.
Yes, sir.
The bad ones, they make a lot of noise that even our noise, you know, not hear them. Right. And the truth is, even when we make that noise, you yourself will raise your nose that, oh, this one, and see they don't have a problem. Yes, we have problems. Yeah. Yes, we do. But you see, our problem, we have peace. Because we have more of joy than that problem. So you determine what you want, really.
I would even add on to that and say, if you have to tell me you don't want marriage, I will bet $20,000 $1 million on it that you want marriage. That's why you're saying it out. But it's just a bet. I could always be wrong as well too. So just wanted to say that really quickly. Marriage is a beautiful thing. That's why we all still want it. I would also say that love and connection, it's such a beautiful thing. Yes. It's not just a beautiful thing, it's a basic human need. So just because we decide to express it in the form of marriage, it really doesn't make any difference. And if you're going to have love and connection with a person and it involves sex, then I would say stick around, because you're going to learn a lot more on this session. Babe, you're going to say something?
Oh.
What's your first question?
I was going to say that, had to what Soulspice said. Like, yes, every human being comes with a evil part and a good part. So whatever you bring out of them is what you will get.
Exactly.
And we should all learn to keep nurturing our relationships. If you do not nurture your relationship, you're not going to enjoy the fruits of the relationship. Yes. Don't go there and be expecting perfection. What you give and give is what you will receive. You receive.
Sure.
And that's my point.
And that's probably going to be most of what we're going to talk about, because we're talking about sex today, right? In marriage, right? That you're going to find a lot that 90% of it is psychology, and the rest of it, she would touch on that. I tend not to talk about anything outside of the psychology part of it, because I am not a medical doctor. I am not a SEXPERT. If I tell you to go and eat Ofio, and then that thing start to scratch crow, don't come back to me.
What? By the way, I ate a lot of Ofio as a young girl, but I never felt honey. So hey, or maybe I didn't know the meaning of it.
You didn't know what honey was.
Maybe I just didn't know. I will try it I'll try it again one of these days.
All right.
So, Soulspice, do you think penis size matters in satisfying a woman?
See, the truth is, let me not lie. I will not lie.
Please don't lie.
A lot of times we say it doesn't matter. A lot of times we say it doesn't matter, which I totally agree. It doesn't matter. But you see, when you get to a certain stage, you know it matters. You cannot have a 2-inch and tell me it does not matter.
You got that right. Like a finger.
Right? Exactly. I have seen. Right? And I have a friend who got married to a white. I'm not going to mention the area. Right? And, you know.
Just say Norway. Nobody lives in Norway. I'm just kidding.
You said what?
I said just say Norway. Nobody lives in Norway. I'm just kidding. Norway people, don't take an offense.
Exactly. Please.
But I know that. I know for a fact that a lot of Chinese guys and a lot of Indian guys have small dicks, right?
Oh my
really
God.
small dicks.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And when I say small, it means that it doesn't go beyond the clitoral hood. Like when they insert it, it doesn't go beyond that part.
You got to be
that
kidding
small.
Me. What?
You know when it's flaccid, it just drops. It's like a dot. You just see the crown when it's flaccid. So when it stands, you see just like this.
May God forgive you.
Oh, good
but
day.
it's real.
Oh my God.
You know, at that point, you know that the size does matter.
Yes.
Because the girl actually left her marriage. She left the marriage and came back to Nigeria saying, Soulspice, I need a dick. Like that is not.
Let me speak Yoruba here. Kilombaka.
The husband was very good.
What do you mean Kilombaka?
He was very good with, using the penis to, play with her clitoris and she gets orgasm.
Oh, so it wasn't good enough anymore?
She does not feel anything. So we had to resort to, okay, you know what? He bought different types of extenders. His penis still couldn't carry it.
Wow.
Because for an extender, you need a certain level of length so that when you wear it, it can carry the remaining length of the extender to make your penis longer. But in a point where the penis is like this and the extender is like this, it will still drop. It's not going to do anything. So he had to resort in getting out dildos. And then he uses strap-on. So there's something called hollow strap-on. So the strap-on, when you wear it, it has a hole where his penis can go into. But because some strap-ons are a little bit thick, he can use that. The one lesbians use. So he now uses strap-on on her, so she has different types, length and breadth or width of dildos. So that's what she uses. So yeah, they're back together.
All right, let's see if we can address some of these questions here on the screen here.
Wow, before you move forward,
Okay,
Soulspice, I'm sorry. I do have, I have experienced sex toys, but I'm not a big fan of dildos because they're plasticky and I don't know, they don't feel like a warm dick. I mean, I could tell the difference.
Like a human person.
Like a human dick. How do you? I don't know. How does she get used to this?
So it depends on the sex toy you're looking at, right?
Okay.
So a lot of time when we say sex toy, people look at dildos and vibrators.
Right.
I am not a fan of dildo and vibrator. I just feel like, well, I cannot be fucking myself. Do you understand? But I am a fan of wands, sucker, liquors, anything that will stimulate my clitoris is fine by me, as long as I get my orgasm. Right. But if I'm insert, it's a little bit tedious for me. But people like it.
So people that like it. There are people that like that.
Yeah, I guess.
Especially the suction dildo that they stick to the wall. And so they can, they can work on themselves while they are going bouncing on the wall and everything. But for me, the toys I know I love is one, soccer, tongue, anything outside, not inside.
I like the bullet too. I like arms around me. I like the touch of a human being. With the one dick.
But because you have a husband,
can you imagine?
That's like,
isn't this
I don't know.
A wife? She's suffering from wife privilege.
Wow.
Don't mind that.
That is
me now.
I'm feeling empathy for these people. I'm feeling it. I
dropped my mother at the airport. I was not saying, no, I like arms around me. Which house did I use? Teddy bear or what? Better leave us with our toys.
Because I've realized that, and I love sex toys. I love the bullet because if you're masturbating, it's good. But once you come, you're good.
Okay, babe,
right?
you're gonna have more than enough time. Let me answer these people on this screen.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry.
Thank you, babe.
I was gonna ask
Yeah.
a question, but hey,
So
we wait.
we will get back. I got like a ton of questions for her,
All right,
but let's just take care of the audience.
let's do
This
that.
DRV tag says, "What if the wife wants oral sex but hubby will never do it? What's your advice, Soulspice?"
So this is the reason why we say talk about a lot of things before you marry. And aside talking, we usually say see a sexpert before you marry. It might sound like for what, but you're investing into your future. The problem that will come 10 years in future, we can see it now. And so when you have a client like that who says, "Oh, I'm not going to give," and this person wants it, we just need to find out, okay, what's your reason for saying no? Is it based on what you've heard? Is it based on religion? Is it based on experience that you have tried it before and it gave you something, or it didn't work well for you? So that will determine if we can change your mind or not. Because for religious people, usually very hard. Usually very hard. And to change a religious person, we will need another religious man
To speak their language.
who they respect,
Oh my God.
who can say, you know what, it's okay to do it. Then that will help change their mind. So will not come and say, no, it doesn't matter, you can do it. They won't listen to you because they will
They
feel,
won't
oh,
hear you.
this one, does she really know God? But when another religious person that they know or they see as, oh, this person is spiritual, says it might change their mind. So for most times, what I say is you have to speak their language to change them.
Right. Just like in anything else.
So if anybody is saying, I'm not going to do it because my pastor said, look for another pastor who is saying you can't do it. And then leave them in between. Let them solve their problem by themselves. Because at the end of the day, you want to go to heaven, this person wants to go to. So if this person is saying it's okay and now he's saying it's not okay, you will not decide, God, well, this one too is a man who is saying it's okay now. And so that would help them shift their mindset a little from, oh, it's a no. Now, if you have someone who is saying no, I've seen so many medical doctors say no.
Wow.
Medical doctors, because they have had to treat one or two people who had maybe mouth trust from giving oral sex,
Right.
or who picked one or two.
So they're going by their own limited context
exactly.
too.
So
right?
those is hard to change them. You can't get a medical person. You can get a medical who is more advanced than them, someone they look up as a mentor to talk to them, right? But aside that, it's very hard to change them.
Somebody who is not a medical zombie.
Because they work with this thing almost every day.
They do.
So when you're saying it's okay, another person is bringing another problem of, oh, I gave head and this is happening to me.
No, I mean, I was in a room with you one time. I was in the audience. I just decided to stay in the audience because it was a bunch of religious people talking about sex, and I could just hear that it's good. The context is going to be limited to just that, right? Which is fine. Their followers follow them, right? But I think you came on stage, and there was a medical doctor who was actively trying to push against what you were saying. He actually, I don't know if you remember that room. He actually went and then he was started to quote the size of a clitoris. First of all, he missed that one completely. At that point, I'm like, okay, there are medical zombies who just know what they know. Maybe it's internal medicine, right? There's a reason why there's specialists for every different part of medicine, right? There's ENT, there's ear specialists, there's gynecologist, OB/GYN, all there's all types of different medical. So it's not, they don't know, just because they have doctor behind their name or they went to school for 7 to 8 years does not mean they know what is going on in a marriage where it's 90% psychology.
Yeah.
Especially when we start to talk about sex, right? When we start to talk about sex, no, they're not going to be able to tell you what you should do in the bedroom for the most part, because they're going to come from the context of, like, for example, in emergency rooms, you see a lot of people come into the emergency room. The only people you see that come to the emergency room are people who have used Viagra the wrong way.
Oh my God.
And the prick is not coming down after 2 days.
Lord have mercy.
So that person will not be able to advise you accordingly because they're looking at the worst case scenario.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the next one. I've been married in single, my own, everything. I don't mind finding one person. You stay in your own house and we can cuddle and stay around. So that's the same person. I knew it. She wanted marriage. Let's go to the next one. You don't have to be married to be connected to somebody or the same person. Yes, she's trying to convince me actively that marriage is not good. But marriage is a beautiful thing. I think we can all agree on that. You guys should had me in this conversation. Okay, we shall see. Let's continue the conversation. Let's see. What happened to your eyes, Soulspice? Yes.
Oh my God.
What happened to your eyes, Soulspice?
I woke up and I saw it. Oh, I don't know.
Ah.
I went for a checkup. They said it's one of my muscles that busted, and so it spilled blood on my. But it's clearing. They told me 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, it doesn't clear. That I'm but today is 7 days, so it's almost going.
Sorry, you.
But no, it's not Apollo. That.
And it's not even painful. You know, eating is nothing. It's just there.
Wow.
It's not Apollo, right?
But I'm happy I had a shot because I used to lie on Friday to do my NIN.
I thought you were going to say to get your vaccine.
White lies. I have another question for you.
All right, let's go with your question, babe. Come on, let's go.
So this person is asking, I had a dream about having sex with another woman. Am I gay or bisexual?
Jesus.
So every woman on earth is mentally bisexual.
Ooh.
Every woman. As long as you want to tell me nobody has touched your breast, they have not squeezed your breast, they have not squeezed your bum bum, then you are safe. But I'm sure that, you know, even if you don't do it, you will have one crazy friend that would have done it, maybe hug you and press your bum bum, or, you know, or hit your breast or squeeze your breast. We all do it. We did it in secondary, we did it in university, right? And so when we do things like that, it's easy because we are having fun. We don't think it as sexual. It's fun. But you will never see a man go and grab another man's prick or touch another man's dip in them.
Fun.
That's extra.
Ola, calm down now. You're not touching your breast, relax.
This one.
So you see the difference?
I have to share this after Soulspice is done. I have
So
to.
you see the difference for a man,
Yes.
right? So if we hit a woman's boobs, we don't, limit job. You're not gonna, some women explore that aspect of them. Because we have this feminine thought. Some women explore and they, you know, they become bisexual fully, right? Apart from being mentally bisexual, they can become physically bisexual and then, you know, maybe lesbian. But not everybody. I always remember something that, see, you are married to a woman who is mentally bisexual. I'm not explored physically, just one minute is not here.
Jesus. Okay.
So tomorrow, if somebody comes to say, your wife is this one. There's nothing you want to tell him again that I've not said with my mouth. Lobaton.
Wow.
Do you understand? But the truth is, you find out so many women watch lesbian porn than straight porn. Even though they have not slept with anybody, they don't even intend to sleep with anybody. But it turns them on because they can feel like, oh, she understands how I want to be touched. Do you understand?
Right.
Like a man who is grabbing and fucking, of course, you know. So yes, a lot of women, in short, all women are mentally bisexual, but not every woman.
So it's not a big deal. So you're saying it's not a big deal if you wake up.
So you are fine. She's just having a orgasm. So sorry, she's having a sleep orgasm. So what happens is when you are asleep, your brain does not shut down. Your brain still plays one or two things. Maybe she has read seen something or she's thinking of something, and so her brain is just playing, and then she's feeling is affecting her, because when your brain gets to work, your body will respond.
In fact,
sorry,
Soulspice. African food store just said I do. What do you do? What does she do? Oh my God.
What who?
Okay, the next question here says, what if I think we kind of answered it earlier, but I think I'm gonna reframe the question.
Somebody said she never do. You never did, or Chiamaka, you never touch anybody's breast. So nobody has touched your own breast. I understand I said you might not have done it,
right?
But you will have somebody in your school that would have spanked your bum or squeezed your
right.
bum. You can't tell me as
and it's all in fun, and it's not funny for
maybe in
most
Nigeria.
guys.
Yes, it does not mean they're doing it to have sex with you. No.
Yes.
It's just in fun of play.
Yes. All right. So Desmond says, "What if I want oral and wife now says is a taboo?"
We answered that question.
And what kind of taboo? Is this spiritual taboo or village taboo?
Okay. So let me help him reframe it so you can maybe help a little bit. When you answered the earlier one, you did explain why that person is that way. but you didn't really give a tip on what a husband should do to maybe at least meet halfway, right? What kind of tip can you give a husband to meet halfway? We understand that some people, their programming and all of this background and stuff like that can make them that way, right? But what can a man do if he wants some fellatio and just all this taboo story?
So the meeting halfway is also another problem to a lot of people. So if a religious person saying I can't give head, the other way to meet them halfway is get a sex toy, maybe a sucker.
Religious person will use sex toy.
That's what I'm saying. So that's another problem.
Another problem.
So meeting the wife halfway is using a sucker on her clit, right? But a religious person will sit there, you know, I can't use the sex, I want to go to heaven. So another option is if you cannot use a sex toy and you cannot put your mouth, can you please use your finger or the crown of your penis to stimulate that part? Because the crown of the penis is strong but not too strong and can get her to orgasm. Your finger will give more pressure than the crown of the penis, but the crown of the penis will slide through easily and softer and will feel better than the finger.
No, but he wants fellatio. So, she said it's a taboo.
I think you're saying that he should influence her into getting the fellatio. No.
She just, I think, unless I missed you a little bit,
right?
You just explained how to help to stimulate the lady. I'm talking about a guy wants some head. The wife is saying
it's a taboo.
Okay, blow job.
Yeah,
no problem now. You get a masturbator. It's very easy. Get a masturbator.
What did you say earlier?
There are masturbators that come in form of a mouth, in form of a lips, right?
He wants it from his wife.
He wants it from the mouth of the wife now.
The woman is attracted to.
If you cannot do it,
what that mouth do though? Huh? He's saying what that mouth do though.
I'm meeting halfway. Do you understand? We have to meet ourselves halfway, and the only halfway is sex toy. You can't take away. There's no other, because a woman, apart from lips, there's nothing else. She can use her hand, but her hand might not still give him, because the hand now, the difference is the mouth is. We usually say the mouth is the false vagina. The vagina is warm and wet. The mouth is warm and wet. The hand is not warm and wet.
No, you gotta.
The hand is firm. Can be wet, but it's firm and it's not warm.
Yes, especially if you're from the village like me.
Oh, so the other option she's got is to buy a heating masturbator. So there are different types. There's a masturbator whereby it can make sound, it can move, it can vibrate, and it can, it can heat up. So while she's doing up and down, or she sticks it to the wall and inserts his penis, she can even insert, she can download her voice into it. So he's hearing her voice and then
into it.
It's showing him and he's doing it.
This is joblessness at this. let me just leave it at that.
It's exploring.
But you're right. If it's something that you really want and energy is neither created nor destroyed, you just got to fill that gap somehow, some way, because that's what we all have to do for the rest of our life. We have to fill in gaps. There are going to be gaps. That's just a fact of life. So, sorry to say.
Or maybe you should do something that she likes, like sexually. Maybe she likes a nice head. Give her a head, pull back a little bit, tease her. She wants more, then she's gonna give some to get some.
If she has big boobs, right? He can put his penis in between and fucking between her boobs. Just put lubricant and fucking between her boobs. So she brings her boobs together and then his penis goes in as a masturbator. If he works for both of them.
So, okay.
Like I always say,
is it okay for him to mistakenly slip it inside the mouth at that point?
You mean his sperm?
No, all of the above. Mistakenly slip all of the above in the mouth.
You can't do that.
I know, but today, if she put her mouth like this, but the option let her do like this, and just do like this for you to do.
Right.
But it's about it. Life is not that hard. You just make it hard.
Yes.
This heaven at the end of the day, you go shock all of them and say, God, if only you can show them.
To add on to what my wife just said and what she just said, which is you said meet halfway, right? You talked about sex toys. You also talked about focusing on giving sexually to your wife. Focus on giving to her, because we said something when we came on your show that sex
Yeah.
is supposed to be nasty. If you're trying to keep it clean, uh, that's probably going to come off all wrong. It's supposed to be nasty. It's supposed to be a place of vulnerability with your spouse, where you're
Yeah.
not, the last thing you're thinking about is hygiene. Once you're in it, I'm saying once you're in it, I'm not talking about the preparation for it, right? So once the last thing you're
Yeah.
thinking about is, so you should, but so if that person gets to a certain place where they're feeling like, oh my God, I'm having a good time, right? They would also tend to loosen up themselves when it comes to their personal rules. They
Yeah.
loosen that up. Yeah, I don't do fellatio because it's a taboo. You will see them break the boundary of the taboo if they feel good enough. So the real question is that,
Yeah.
have you put in some effort too to make sure that they are feeling so good that they've lost themselves in a sexual experience with you?
They will do
How much
anything.
effort have you put into that? If you can
Yeah.
put some effort in that angle, and also in terms of taking care of your own personal need, we always talk about you have to be able to take care of yourself too,
Yes.
sexually, in order to attract it from other people. But we'll dive more through that. There's another question here for you, Soulspice, from Bedroom Mattress. Um, she
That's
said,
my girl. Don't mind her. Let her be asking question there. She's.
but it's a valid question. It's a valid question. She said, is it a sin to do oral sex? Is there a Bible verse that can help? See, before you answer, Soul Spice, this is where religious people put themselves in a headlock. They're always looking for a Bible verse to support something that God is talking to them already. Clearly, inside
Yeah.
their ears, they're still looking for Bible scriptures to support it. In fact, you will see people argue on Clubhouse that will say, hey, you got a scripture to support that? Because they're about to chop your head off right on Clubhouse if you don't have a scripture to support it. And this is a problem. It's problematic when you lead with that. There are, see, even scriptures, right, were considered quotes from experts once upon a time. It's just centuries later, and we're calling it scriptures, and that's okay. But be clear that God is still speaking through a lot of people by way of their expertise, by way of being exposed to a lot of people's cases, and they can
Yeah.
bring that context to the table and help you out. With that
Right.
being said, I believe you have enough context to educate, maybe not Bedroom Mattress, since that's your girl, but everyone else that may be asking this question. Is it a sin to do oral sex? And in fact, if you do have a scripture verse, you know it's their language, please support
present
it.
it. I beg.
So the truth about it is this. So I noticed that as Christians, we want to back up certain things. We always like to pick one verse from a number of verses. Now, the reason why you have a number of verses is because they are trying to say something or send a message. But we will not pick one verse that connects with what we are trying to say and say this is it. I always ask the context at which that verse was being said. And when you go back most of the time, the context of which that whole verse was being written is not connected to what you are interpreting one verse to be. Right? So for me, what does the Bible say about sex? Whatever both of you agree.
Yes, absolutely.
Did the Bible tell me to use my penis? There is no place in the Bible that God said use the penis to fuck the vagina.
Facts.
There is no place in the Bible that the Bible specifically says the penis should fuck the vagina. We human beings made that so because we know that if I insert my penis into her vagina and I ejaculate, she will get pregnant. And the Bible says go and multiply.
So is that not implied, like some kind of implied instruction that the penis goes in the vagina? Huh?
Is that the only way to get pregnant?
No, you're talking science and technology now. We're talking about naturally.
That's what I'm saying. Because Bible even God knows that the things we would do will be beyond his word.
Beyond the scriptures. Yes.
So what if my vagina, what if I have vaginismus and it cannot penetrate me? We do IVF and I can't.
True.
Do you understand? So there is no specific way of having sex. There is no specific way of having sex. As long as both of you agree with what the Bible said, you can start to fuck my mouth. Be fucking my mouth every day. You can start to be fucking my mouth.
Fucking the mouth is some of the sweetest thing that can happen to a man. Let me just say that right now.
It does not matter. You can fuck my asshole every day if you work for both of us.
Nah, I draw the line there. That's extra.
That's why she said, if that's what works for the both of us.
So for me, if you are looking for a verse in the Bible, it's like saying, I want to hear God say, suck the dick, which you will never find in the Bible.
That's a lost cause.
You will never find. We can go into Song of Solomon, where we can, pick one or two verses.
Yes.
It will only interpret, and that interpretation is your own interpretation.
Yes, no.
It will not be the last interpretation.
No, we had a pastor the other day.
It will be your last interpretation.
Sorry. We had a pastor the other day in a room who came and was justifying that we should suck or soften the breast or we press the breast. He was justifying that with a Song of Solomon. I said, hey, you like that? This pastor like breasts. He likes soft breasts. So now he's quoting the Bible. So there is a verse there. But the verse also, the same way we push against most of these verses, we can also push against that verse that read us the full story before you
someone
pull
said,
out.
It is common sense. The Bible must not tell you everything. The Bible said if you fuck the asshole, it's sin in sodomy. Please show me the Bible verse, and I want to see if you fuck the asshole.
Yeah, I will also tell you right now that the Bible said
if you fuck the asshole.
I will also go ahead and no, actually, sodomy is actually, when you go into the dictionary meaning, which is always a bastardized way of having these conversations. Don't bring dictionary meanings because you will just lose yourself. This is not the conversation for you.
Exactly.
But it's such a broad term. It's not just fucking in the ass. It's actually a whole lot of things that we do. Like, for example, oral sex is categorized as sodomy. Go and look at the dictionary meaning. So this is a classic example of when you start to justify based on what you like or based on what you've enjoyed, instead of just, hey, let's allow God to speak to us, okay?
But then we forget that sodomy and dictionary was being defined by another man.
Exactly.
Fact.
Yeah. Another man put his definition for us to follow.
All these things are political.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
It's like that a pastor does wants to create statistics of masturbation. What do you think the answer will be? The pastor will always bring the program.
Exactly.
Masturbation is addictive.
Exactly. Precisely. They will tell you it's bad. That's what they're going to tell you.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So before you pick statistics, look at the person doing the examination. Check the person's background.
Let me show you why. Let me quote it directly so we can know that, again, dictionary meaning, when we're talking about sex, relationship, and marriage, dictionary meaning will make you suffer in life. I'm telling you straight up, okay? Sexual intercourse involving anal and oral copulation. Or oral copulation. What is oral copulation? That's oral copulation. I just committed sodomy.
Can you imagine? We cannot kiss in peace again.
Okay.
So what will happen is you just wake up 3 a.m., lubricate your penis, insert a cup and sleep again. That's the state that God has asked you to do.
The struggle is real.
So Christy, that's what you've been asked to. Me, as a child of God, I will define my own child of God. I will kiss, I will suck, I will lick, I will eat. Whatever works for me.
Why do I feel like it's a Jewish man that defined that in the dictionary?
It could be. It could be.
They really don't.
Probably is.
Bedroom Master said, sodomy talked about orgies, lesbians, gay. Yes, we agree. What about the anal part, the kissing part?
The oral part, oral copulation. You're sucking teeth of your wife, you're committing sodomy. If that's what you're wrong, we can have the conversation
We've
here
all
now
committed
for you.
it.
She said, see, and last night we'll all be all right.
Because
exactly.
Facts.
If you want to define this thing, trust me, sex alone, all the white people will go to hellfire if you want to define sex this way. Because in church, they will say you may kiss the bride. So because you have kissed the bride,
you don't commit
you just committed sodomy.
So hellfire is yours. Hey,
Oxford, they said definition from Oxford languages, right? Where else would you get dictionary English dictionary meaning from? From Oxford, right?
Exactly.
Like, come on, like let's take it beyond.
But that means that some of us now, we don't even when we ask God for forgiveness, He cannot forgive because we have oversucked You have over-kissed.
There's no making heaven for you. If you have ever kissed your wife, it's called oral copulation. This is what it means. So now you can get
Sure,
it.
okay, so people are gonna absorb everything now, from toes to hair to crown to the penis.
So now you can decide to get in the struggle of looking for
burn.
a new dictionary or a new Bible version, or you just put yourself in unnecessary struggle when in fact, let me help you here. Your God, if it's any authentic, it lives inside of you. It speaks to you. You know right and wrong. And precisely you know what is right for you and what is wrong for you. That doesn't feel right on your end. Why you put yourself too much when you expose yourself to pastors that have no reason, that have no context of what your life is like on the inside, because they're not God, right? You allow them to dictate how you live, right?
And then you don't know what they do behind closed doors, though.
And then you suffer in silence.
You don't know.
What? We get to know after a while. When the scandal blows up, it blows up all the time. You know, we get to know eventually, you know.
I have another question, Soulspice.
Someone said, Soulspice, that man will say women being on top will not come to heaven. And you, now hellfire, get us. Me, it's not even sure for me. You see, heaven is not even sure. From that man's statement, because the man said any woman that stays on top.
If you stay on top.
If you stay on top, you go to hellfire. So that means that people like us, me now, let me talk about myself. It means that I have a personal private seat in hellfire. Because me, I like being on top. So that means that.
But Auntie Funke Dollar had a different opinion.
Yeah.
You know Auntie Funke Dollar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Auntie Funke Adejuigbe in Akure.
Adejumo.
She said, how did she say it? This missionary, must you do missionary all the time?
Exactly.
She said, God said, thou shalt not be in the bottom.
Wow.
She started quoting something. I don't know if that was the Bible or that was a joke. I was like, Lobato. But hey, let's not, like that person said, last, we'll be all right.
Contradicting each other.
Yep.
This one will say don't do, this one will come and say do, this one will say don't do. And then you are wondering, God, who do I even follow? Where do I belong? So if you don't know God for yourself, I'm sorry, you will serve the devil at the end of the day. Because you get so confused, you won't even know where you belong.
Yeah. I actually think that if you're not in unity in your home, you probably will end up in hellfire. So forget that thing. As long as you guys agree, like you said, Soulspice, whatever you agree within each other in your bedroom, that's what it's all about.
Lola, they are calling you to hellfire. They are calling. They said he also said that doggy will not come to heaven. She said
anybody who does doggy will not come to heaven.
Side doggy, side doggy.
Only side doggy.
There's a man that come later both hellfire. All of them they do doggy.
I be clam doggy.
We'll be hanging out there together.
I be flat doggy.
We'll all catch each other.
Which doggy? Is it doggy on your falls or doggy on your toes? We need to define it.
Or your stomach.
I love doggy on
your stomach.
Abio, which one?
Like a lizard.
And that's only your knee is up. The other part is flat. Hey, God. You better enter that bus. You better enter that bus.
Let me tell you something right now. This conversation is not going to go more churchy. It's going to go the other direction. Let me just let you know right now.
Okay. Which brings me to my next question. So, is swallowing sperm beneficial to the body?
Is it protein?
Is what?
Swallowing sperm. Is it beneficial to the body?
Well, yes. So because of some of the components in it, right, it's got zinc and all those things. So yes, some people say it's okay. Some people say it helps because of the zinc when used on your skin is fantastic. There's also this statistics that says that women who get sperm inside of them, maybe via vagina or via swallowing, tends to be happier.
Wow. Ladies,
than women who don't. You know, so ever since I read that no more, I collect them whether mouth or anything.
Yes,
I don't inside of me.
Oh my gosh!
Jump and catch it.
Let me
I
go
want
into
to be
some of
happy.
these comments.
So if that's my way to being happy, let me
Yes,
taking it.
so. Yes,
You know?
so.
Love Sultan says, I feel that when growing up and forming our habits, we are hindered by the experience of those around us, which restrains us from the journey of discovery and pushing our limits. That's absolutely correct. Desmond says, not that we have never done that before, but since she saw a clip on social media that says you won't go to heaven. YouTube is a bathroom wall, and Google, anybody just slap anything on there.
Abio.
He now stopped doing it.
She now stopped doing it.
Hey, yeah.
Struggle. But also to be fair, that's also a testament that she really never enjoyed it.
That's
you see,
true.
There's no video.
They have not served you well. You did not do it well.
There's no
if
video.
They give you well, even when you don't expect the effort, you say, God, let me just do this one.
Forgive me.
When I die.
You pray.
Like there's no video my wife is ever going to see now that she will come to me with that story.
I would never see that. Sorry. Even if
You
I'm
never
seeing it, I'm
talk.
blind.
That's not subject. What use? No. I'll try to carry your talk away because that dick I understand God, if now I will die in the next 1 hour, let me suck it before I die because I cannot suck it yet. It's alright.
Oh God, you. All right. So okay. African Food Store says I can't be with a man that doesn't give oral sex.
You better preach it, sister. Preach it.
There are lots of people.
Correct. God bless you. We cannot be married to men who cannot go down. You will lick on the place with your tongue to dry itself. What do you mean?
Let me give you another tip. Soulspice. Something I just discovered. Okay. You know what? I don't know. When you're using the bullet and Oga is giving you head at the same time.
Hey, don't go there. Don't go there.
That's it. You make you paralyzed though. I thought I could not work.
I say the orgasm you will get from ordinary head is like 30% of the orgasm you will get when they are giving you head and the bullet or the ones on your clitoris. Or they are giving you from behind and then the one is bringing you in front. The way you will scream that scream, even the heavens will shake.
Oh Lord, forgive me.
Hey, God.
Yeah, I think about this point we should stop calling Jesus in vain.
I'm sorry. It's when I'm actually feeling so good I call him the most. God forgive me.
Can you see? And some people call him when they are not feeling so good. Which one is better?
See, let me say to everybody on this live, you don't have a sex toy. It's okay. It's not by force. But you see, before you die, before you leave this world, because you cannot do some things in heaven. And I want you to die well so that when you get to heaven, you will probably go to heaven. And then the kind of way you'll be singing that praise to God every back and then.
Wow.
You know, even if you feel it. But see, while on earth, auntie, please, let him be drilling you and let a sex toy be on top, the vibration.
Wow.
The kind of way you praise the Lord, the kind of speaking in tongues that will come. Oh, God. Hey. I'm feeling it.
Manaria says wifey is blushing pink. That's you. I think that's you they're talking about, Soulspice. You're the one blushing pink today. Who is your guy? How do you convince spouse to do oral sex when you really need it? Let me before you go in, Soulspice on this, right? First of all, when you're talking about sex, relationship, marriage, and sales, we don't convince people. Okay? What we do is we persuade. Okay? There's a difference between persuading people and being controlling or being or convincing, right? There's another word, or try to be controlling. Those are two different things, right? So stop trying to convince. How about learn attraction? Okay, learn attraction altogether. Learn seduction altogether. How it works. It involves no convincing. Okay, but it's gonna take.
But like, if I want to mind that person, why do you want to mind someone that will not give you head? Why?
No. Okay, and this is very important. That question you just gave is very important. This is always 99% of the time somebody who is already in a marriage with a person.
Wait, but were they giving you head before the marriage?
Probably not.
Exactly.
Probably not. Now that's actually
most of them do. But when they get married, they change.
Some of them do change when
Because
they get married.
you say no to that person.
Yes.
The person who comes to the marriage with the mindset that, oh, this man, he has people said they will not give before I married him.
Yes.
But no, when you're giving head once or twice, and then now say you cannot do it. Eh?
Yeah.
Yep.
So with that being said, before I allow you to go in on this, right? You need to focus on giving. You need to find out what she enjoys sexually, and over deliver, under promise and over deliver on that. You see, when people get into that zone,
don't let them come.
They break all the rules. Okay, they will break them small for you just because they like you that much.
That's true.
Okay. Now I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna let Soulspice take it on from there. How do you convince your spouse to do oral sex when you really need it? Or neediness.
Like I said,
neediness. Sorry, Soulspice. Neediness is not attractive, by the way. She won't give you head if you keep being needy. You really need it. Yeah. But go ahead, Soulspice.
So the truth is, you need to, when we understand why they're saying no, it's easier to decide if they're going to do it or not.
Exactly.
You have to speak their language. If someone is saying, okay, as a medical person, I can't do it because of one thing, look for medical articles or medical stories, that says oral sex is good. You have to speak the language that they're saying no to. Why they're turning you down is the same way you have to convince them. You cannot say, oh, okay, let us pray and fast. Pastor, tell you to give me head. When they say medically, I'm not going to give you head. Right? You have to look for medical ways to say you can't give me head because see, yes, I know your own says, but this is another way of looking at it. So you put them in. If saying, oh, religious wise, my pastor said, look for another pastor that says oral sex is fantastic. Look for a video from maybe like Funkade Jumo or anybody that says, you're not giving head and you want to go to heaven. Uncle, no. One of the criteria to enter heaven is giving. If you want to go to heaven, right? Now, if the person is not saying, "Oh, I've done it before, and it didn't work out well," or "I didn't like it," you will not ask, "The person you did it to, was it me?" Right? If it's not you, then you ask that. Okay, so how would you feel if I use my ex to judge you? Say because my ex was not good in bed, I'm saying I'm not going to have sex with you because you might not be good in bed. Why don't you do a trial again?
Yeah.
Right? I once had a client like that who said, oh, you know what? I really can't kiss because my last experience was terrible. And then I asked, why are you using a bad lips to judge this handsome lips I'm looking at? The lips that people will die for. You are not turning down these fine lips that when one girl catch it outside now, we eat it and finish it. Today they are kissing perfectly well. Do you understand? The day I was like, Soulspice, the way my wife kissed me yesterday, I think she actually forgot she doesn't like kissing because the way she kissed me, she didn't remember she doesn't like kissing. But that is to say that because she had a notion of something in the past, she held on to it. But we have to take away the past from her to that. Okay, you know what? Why don't you start another journey? If it doesn't work out, then we know if you don't like this. But give him a chance to fail himself. Give him a chance to, fuck up first.
Right.
So a lot of times it's based on experience or what they've heard or wanting, except those who now, some people now say that, oh, God has asked them not to do it. I saw like that. That God has asked them not to do it. And that one, you cannot change that one because it's only God that can change. So you just pray and for the Holy Spirit, talk to him in his sleep to do it. Because that one, there's no pastor that can change that. When they say spiritual, you have to attack it spiritually too.
Wow.
Yeah. But here's but good point. Absolutely. What I really pick up on what you just said, what I picked up is that you need to understand why that person is doing that. Why they're saying that. And that's gonna take a lot of patience on your end. If Kanji takes you over, you won't be able to listen to hear what they're saying. You will just I need this. And when you go to, I don't know about you, but anytime you go to a woman and you overly engage in conversations about why she's and you overly engage in why she doesn't want to do something sexually, even including sex itself, it just gets worse. It only gets worse, right? There's a difference between having a conversation where we say, hey babe, our sex life, right? Let's talk about that. What can we do to spice it? There's a difference between that or right now when you just told me that you don't want to do. And I'm now talking to you in condescending manners, in sarcastic manners, right?
It's a turn
I'm
off.
saying it's a turn off. It's just gonna get worse from that point.
Of course.
Nobody's
Yeah.
gonna want
Yeah.
to do anything. So in that same token, if you want to do something, anything, any kind of sexual act, and your spouse is pushing against it, calm down, remove yourself from the situation, and then listen and lean in on them and listen to what they're trying to tell you. And why not? Interesting. Engage them in a constructive manner. No sarcasm, no condescensions. Okay, because if you have blue balls and you talk in a condescending matters, in a condescending way rather, it's just gonna get worse. Okay,
Of
and
course.
they're never gonna feel safe to express themselves to you on what is really happening. They need to feel safe enough to express themselves, especially if you're a man dealing with a woman. If she doesn't feel
True.
safe, it's only gonna get worse. So it's an active listening. That's part of seduction. It's it's also giving. It's a lot of giving. Find out. She may not be able to tell you in words what she enjoys sexually. She may not be able to use words. That's your job to figure that out. How you're gonna find out what she enjoys sexually, and over deliver on that. It's okay to express, babe. One day, I'm gonna hit jackpot. You're going to give me fellatio. Just plant that seed without needing us to need it right now. See,
Very good.
she will. One day she will just remember. Wait, he always. I feel so good today. I'm breaking my rules. We all break rules when we are feeling so
Well,
good.
we're feeling good, yeah.
All of us, we break the rules. We throw our standard out the window, no matter how much we've run
I
our
know your
mouth.
rules. I will not. I will not. You find out you're not only going to. You are now over. You will not overdo it.
You overdo it. You can even
Me
kill
that I said I
yourself.
will not use sex toys as a Christian. I will never masturbate as a Christian. Story that touch. Now, forget it. I'm a queen of both.
Now you justify it with heaven.
Now, can
An
you
act of
share
worship.
your can you share your
I,
story? What
this
motivated you
weekend
to?
I went to see a friend who gave birth, and we're talking about masturbation. And I asked the pastor, there was a pastor, and I asked him, I said, see, I'm a married woman without a husband in the house. What do you expect me to do? He said, you take your mind off it. I said, see,
What?
I did 10,000 steps. I walked for an hour and a half. I took shower, cold one, ice cube. They said warm water. I did everything. I prayed. I took break. I said at the end of everything, ovulation does not run away. You come back and you meet it there. Even if you say, okay, take your mind. If I want to sleep, I my mind when I want to sleep. Or you tell me not to go when I want to sleep. He now said, and you know what? Well, you get to a point where Holy Spirit will teach you. I said, see, Holy Spirit taught me. And I do with
Holy
pride.
Spirit taught her.
Exactly. Because
I
But I agree with you, by the way.
You understand? So until you find yourself in that space, you will not understand.
You won't understand. Fact.
When you are there, you are like, I can't wait. I said, can't wait. For someone who's been getting sex back to back for every 2 weeks, after 6 years, you're not able to wait for a year and a half. Like, how does that feel?
Wow.
If I was not eating before, it would have been a different case. That I know that I get it, and I don't just get it, I love what I get. You not tell me not to do it again and wait. That you are good job. Sorry.
But this is actually the reason why some people end up cheating. They don't want to cheat, but they find themselves in a way that religion is judging them, and before you know it, somebody is touching one brother in church.
I was very vulnerable. I was very vulnerable, and I had someone asking me out. But the only reason why I didn't do that was because I told myself, yes, my husband will not know because he's not in town. But will God forgive you? Are you sinning against your husband or you are sinning against your body? Guess what? 4 years down the line, my husband had issues with that guy. And I looked at my husband that night. I said, if I had done this thing 4 years ago, this guy would have used it to touch you today. And that's what I felt I did in private.
Would have
been in public. I would have destroyed my home today.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So you see, so it was not about my husband at that point. It was about me. I was asking myself, so do you want to give this body to this guy? Because I was very vulnerable. I was horny. Every month.
That's a real thing, guys. That's a real thing.
So what are we saying?
You can't pray holiness away.
I'm praying and fasting. My mind is dead. Hey, God. I'm still wet. Hey, my pants is wet. Hey, God. Oh, God. What are we saying? I'm
telling you, it makes no sense.
All right.
No.
Yeah. All right, let's go into this. You had a question or you did it?
I was gonna ask Soulspice, do you have any recommendation for male vibrators that men can use? I think I've heard
For
about one called the ring.
cock ring,
What did you
yeah,
say?
cock ring is nice. Cock ring is
Copying.
good. The
Okay.
kind of cock ring they are doing now comes with rabbit ear. Normally, it's supposed to be for men alone, but the cock rings they do now is a couple's cock ring where even when he's wearing it, he's either on top or you are on top. You can feel on your clitoris as well. So it's like so. Then you can for a lot of them now. You can also remove the bullet. It comes with a bullet,
Okay.
so you can remove the bullet. You can detach the bullet and use to stimulate, each other's nipple and all those things. Yeah. So a couple would be a fantastic one. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that. Guys, ask your questions.
Yeah. Awesome, awesome. All right, so this is good.
What are the questions you had?
Can you hear me?
Yes. It's okay.
All right, let me just make sure that that I don't mess up with this. 1 second here. All right, so Major says it's common sense. The Bible must not tell you everything. The Bible, you read that earlier. I wanted to read it again.
Yeah.
If it's common sense, the Bible must not tell you everything. Let me just exit out of this thing real quick. The Bible must not tell you everything. The Bible said if fuck an asshole, it called the sin of sodomy. Okay, so and then we've answered that sodomy actually dictionary means also includes oral
Oral.
copulation. So
Yes.
every time you kiss, you're committing sodomy. So we get over that. Let's leave that alone. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Actually, Songs of Solomon describes fellatio. Calling. What is this? People ignore it. Yes, they do. Sodomy
Calling
talked
does.
about orgies, lesbianism, gay. Yeah, whatever. The dictionary meaning has changed over centuries. You're just holding yourself on stage for no reason. But
Exactly.
hey,
And so you always have new editions where they change these things.
yes, yes.
Yeah, I
See,
think
last, we all will be all right. I needed to repeat that too. Please, you guys should post this video. We will try. So Spice, that man will say women being on top will not come to heaven. Me and you now hellfire get also. That's a woman who said that.
that's Soulspice boss. She said.
We did a video recently about what are
She's a
the.
sexpert too. She's a sexpert too,
Oh,
but a
she is.
Christian sexpert.
Oh,
Okay,
okay. Good,
that's
good, good.
interesting.
Yeah.
We did a video recently talking about what causes divorce in marriage, and the number one of that list is that the church keep demonizing divorce. For every time you demonize divorce, you will attract what you fear the most. For
Exactly.
every time you demonize sex, people will be getting pregnant under your nose on your pulpit
Yes, so
I tire.
because
I
they
tire.
didn't get proper education.
people are horny.
People will be suffering in their marriage because of sexless situations, right?
Right.
Again, for as long as you continue to run away from it, you will attract exactly what you fear the most because you're putting that thing on unnecessary pedestal as opposed to learning
Exactly.
it.
Yeah.
He also said those practicing doggy will not come to heaven.
Ah.
I'm driving the bus to hell. Bedroom matters. We have to bring her on too. So that can come and tell us this story. Somebody said doggy is not good. We're humans. That's a funny one. Funke said there shall be above and not underneath. Yes, she did say that, and I agree with her 100%. Above and above. Looking. One pastor said every man who spends more than 5 minutes on bed is evil and jobless.
What?
Imagine. I mean, they run their mouth. You'll be
Oh, Lord
shocked.
have mercy.
You'll be shocked. They run their mouth literally from their ass without educating themselves. That's the worst thing you can
Yeah.
ever do to people.
Yeah.
Educate yourself first before you run your mouth. Reading the Bible
Hey,
back
but
to
don't
back
blame
is not
them now.
enough.
It's Nigerians that follow them now. Don't blame them. We follow them. That's why they run their mouth.
Listen,
right.
let me tell you something. Our audience is not just Nigerians, just so you know, and it's all over the world. Anywhere where you see religion, there are people that try to educate people from their ass without educating themselves first.
Yeah.
Because religion, by its very definition, not its definition, but its by very essence and its nature, assumes all knowledge. has been acquired. There's nothing else to learn anymore. There's nothing, and I'm not putting religions against science, but people try to do that a lot. Science, if anything, does not assume it knows everything. There's always room to discover more. And somebody said that earlier about discovery, right? About discovery. Just because you walk in an emergency room and you see somebody's butthole is leaking does not mean anything. That's just one case.
Exactly. Does not mean that everybody's bottle will be leaking. There's BCI limit that will be here for how many years? He's even married himself. The guy is not wearing diapers. Shouldn't that tell you something?
It's ignorance. That's the definition of ignorance. You know. So,
I once had an expert on anal sex come on my show. He's a medical doctor who's been dealing with people in the northern part of Nigeria for over 15 years, right? And he's not being paid by Nigerians. He's being paid by United Nations. Wow. Because you know they have loads of gay in the north. So he does tests for them. He does everything for them, checks up on them, give them drugs, you know, and all those things. Now, this man said, for you to start leaking, it takes 4 stages. 4 stages. He said, and the same thing affects the vagina. That when you start to have sex, there are times where you will have sex, maybe a rough sex, or the penis just goes longer than normal. And then you start to have pain. When you have those pain or you bleed, you find out that for the next few days, you won't have sex. You will stay away. The same thing happens in the anal part. When you let it heal. But when you start to feel pain and then you continue, even with your vagina, you continue, it will move from that state to another state.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you don't go for medical checkup to treat it. You move to it. So it's a matter of levels. But you see, Nigerians, oh God, it's not Nigerians, almost all of them, they just believe. And people who turn down or talk bad about anal sex are not people who have tried it. They are people who, whilst they are doing via vagina, the man maybe when he was maybe his penis drops out and trying to insert in quickly and mistakenly goes through the vagina, and so they feel that sharp pain. Now, one thing they do not know, that sharp pain comes from the mindset of they were not mentally ready for anal sex.
Of course.
They were not ready for that penetration. And so it sends the wrong signal to their brain.
Yes.
But a position where you know that, okay, you know what, we are going to house and I want to go anal. You are mentally ready. So the pain that you're expecting will not be the same with the pain of someone who is not even planning at all. You know that, okay, you won't get that shock. You won't get that hey, God, my ass will know. And a lot of people do anal sex the wrong way. You don't start penis immediately. It's supposed to start with your finger or a butt plug. That's why you have small butt plug, you have big butt plug. With your finger, you have small to, you know, loosen up the muscles, you know, make the person feel relaxed with lots of lubricants. Then even if you want to insert, you don't insert once. You put maybe the tip and you do like this, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. When you are okay, then you can increase the little in and out till the whole finger can go in. Right? And then you can double it up, in and out, in and out, in and out, gradually, because the person has to be relaxed. I tell people you can have it without pain. But we have registered pain in our brain that
permanently. Yeah, it's registered. Yeah,
so
and it is what it is.
This thing happens to virgins too. You're a virgin,
the same thing. What are you talking about? The same thing happened to married women. If you pound them too much in one night, people are going to be sore. And they need a few days. Yeah. Even in the quote-unquote the right place, right?
You know, virgins who 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, they've not been able to penetrate themselves, husband and wife.
Wow.
Because mentally they believe it's going to be painful. And so there's something called vaginismus. Vaginismus is where your muscles collapse. So when the man is trying to penetrate and you believe it's going to be painful, you can collapse your muscle. So it shuts down the vaginal walls. You cannot penetrate.
Wow.
Yes. I've had so many couples that have had to work on, right? And so one of the ways to heal this thing is one, masturbating. You have to learn to masturbate. So we give you something called dilators, where it's like penis but different sizes. Right. You have to start from a small size to be inserting in yourself. When it's no longer painful, you go to the next size, till you get to the 4th size or the 5th size, depending on the 3, 4, or 5, right? Before the man can now start to use his fingers and then before it cannot penetrate. But even when you have used a dilator, I have seen someone, who has used all dilators. She moved from dilators to a dildo because the man still couldn't penetrate. She moved to a dildo big enough his size. And so she could insert the dildo without feeling pain. But when it's her husband's turn, she collapses again. And yes, so I sat her down and said, what's the problem? And so I realized that it was a function of the man is not even ready to do anything. So she says, like, okay, let's use lubricant. The man will say, I can't use lubricant. I don't believe in it. So for someone
I'm yet to meet this man though.
No, they're there. I have to let that woman go. I think I can't take her case again.
Wow.
Who come for session? The man said he doesn't have a problem, that the wife has a problem. A woman that can put in a dildo without any pain, it's now your turn. She collapses. Uncle will not use lubricant. They now tried it once. He said the lubricant made it free for him to enter. That was the only time he was and so because of that, he wasn't infected.
I can't do
that. He doesn't believe in stimulating the clitoris.
Wow.
He doesn't. So he just wants to come, put spit in his hand, rub and insert.
Imagine.
So you see, so it got so bad that when the man gets back from work, as he's entering the gate, the woman is going to pretend to be sleeping.
Anyway, let's address some. Let's see if we can bring two people live and see if they can ask you direct questions. So we're gonna try to see if we can do it. Bring two people live and they can ask their question. One person dropped. We have Buki Okunla Ajay. I'm gonna try to bring you on if we can, if that works. But if it doesn't, we'll go straight back to comments. We are gonna address some more questions here in the. All right, so it's not everyone who knows how to give it, and most men don't like it. Well,
I don't know. Maybe
it's funny how we have this conversation and somebody's always come in the room and say it's not everyone that like to eat food. So we should just stop preaching to people to eat food.
We are not ready to eat, but it's not by force. No, we are just talking on our own now. We are not asked to go and do it.
I really think it's about mindset.
For those who are asking, nobody's saying go and do what to do. If you don't believe in it, it's fine. We that do it, we get it and we give it. We are okay with it
and receive it. Mama, you've been working. Okay, it's not everyone. Okay, so my boyfriend. So Giton says my boyfriend is a pastor. He said he can't do oral. How would you advise this person?
Can you stand down for the rest of your life?
Exactly.
If you know you cannot do for the rest of your life, marry him. But if you know it is important to you, don't marry him. Because you will be frustrated, you will regret it, and you will cry.
Preach.
In short, you will cry, you will get to a point you will not see tears again.
Jesus. All right, let's slow down on that. Let me slow down a little bit on that. Your boyfriend is a pastor, so that means you guys are not even probably, there's a good chance you're not doing it at all now, right? So if you're not doing it at all right now, and it's already warning you, right? I would just consider what she said, but again, don't take our word for gospel truth. Some people just need to go through some therapy to understand that, absolutes like that would destroy the future of their marriage.
Someone said
some women don't wash well, and they ask them to wash well. That's not the problem we're solving here today.
That's one excuse. She should not wash well. Bathe with her.
Exactly.
Use not to swab it for her.
Influencer. Let's take a shower.
Do you not shower with your woman?
They are still scrubbing my back. They are still bathing at my age. Exactly. So what's the problem?
Do you not shower with your husband and your woman?
I don't understand.
Use your tongue to wash it off. I'm not giving me an excuse.
Yeah, stop the excuse, please. Stop the excuse. And to put some balance that may be necessary. We're not saying everybody has to do oral. That's not. As a matter of fact, if that make any difference, my wife and I don't engage in that, right? That's because
you don't engage in what? In oral?
No, not oral, Jerry. Anal. We're not forcing anal, right, on anybody. We're just letting you know. If that's your thing, don't let somebody demonize you.
I'll do that.
Yeah. Don't let anyone demonize what you enjoy sexually, especially when they're coming from a place of ignorance. If they've never done it, they really can't really tell you
They
much
can't
about it,
relate.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's very very important to note. And some people will say some things are addictive, so blah blah blah. Everything is addictive. Everything can be
Even
addictive.
food.
So again, that's beyond the scope of this conversation. We're talking about people that do this thing in a healthy way. Okay?
Yes, so
Buy one and hide. Jesus. They're advising
don't
the
hide
pastor's
it.
girl.
That's
See,
cheating.
don't hide it because when you hide it, you end up not enjoying what we are talking about,
You
and that's where I have
won't.
a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Buy one, right? If you want to introduce one to your spouse, introduce it to your spouse as a massager, which is
First of all,
supposed to be.
Soulspice, explain wand. Explain wand, please.
My husband doesn't know what
So
wand
one
is.
is a massager, right?
It's like big like this.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay, we go wait.
It will
Let's
get
let's
us
let's
one.
talk a little bit about that. So as I was saying, right? Nobody is forcing anybody to do something they're not comfortable with. But we're talking about sex here, right? So it's also very natural that what you enjoy may be something that another
So
person don't
this is my
necessarily
personal
enjoy.
one,
Thank you
That's
very
a
right?
much.
wand.
This is my
Yes.
personal one.
Oh, okay, I know what
So
that
this
is.
is massager. So when you are having neck pain, back pain, you just put it on, and then
That's not where I see people put that. Oh.
you can put it on the neck, to vibrate.
People don't put that below the waist. Above the waist,
No,
rather.
you don't put it inside the vagina. Please note, it's not for
It's for the
vagina or
clit.
asshole. No. So if you're having pain, you just put it on. It will help massage that part so that
Vibrates.
if you are having tension, maybe you have blood around them, it will dissolve it and help your blood circulate well.
So what else?
Now, for a husband who is saying no, just buy a massage. Baby, you know what? Sometimes you have pain in your neck, your back. When you now buy it, when it's now time for sex, one day you just bring it out. Whilst massaging him, put oil on his body. Let me tell you how to do it, without letting you know it's a sex toy. Put oil. You use your hand to massage him.
Right.
Once you're massaging, bring the one, put it on and to massage his back. Don't go to the penis first, though. Penis is the last place. You massage on the back, make you feel like, oh yeah, oh God, baby, God bless you. Be doing it. When Okuna turn, you now go. Don't go to nipple though. No. You don't. That's last place. You massage the shoulder, the neck, make you feel like, oh God, oh my wife is the best. Then you now go to the nipple. As you're going to the, make sure your hands on the penis, and then you're stimulating the penis. Well, forward by. So when the quarrel is like this, you now bring the one and stimulate the penis like this. Even the man will speak in tongues the way you have never heard before.
You will forget his rules.
And Yoluwa logo.
Don't let him do any job that day because you want to teach him a lesson. You now be on top.
Right.
And you go to you now ride him. By the time you are done, the next time you bring it, he will not say, sex toy, what? Because he has felt it.
Yes, sir.
But when you bring it and say, put on my clitoris, the man will say, oh, I'm not good enough.
Yeah. That's a good.
So
That's a good point.
Use on them.
Let me.
First, use on them. Let them have a feel of it. That way, it changes their mindset of wow. That. And if you use the one on the man's penis, it will last longer. His penis will be longer because I don't mean it will increase size.
Not that.
The blood will
expand.
and so you have a thicker and stronger penis.
Yeah.
See, Jesus is Lord. Jesus is Lord.
Hey. Yeah, let me add on to what you just said. What was very important what you just said is that you're giving. You're giving, right?
Yeah.
You're not asking. You're not entitled. You're not saying he should have known this already up front. You're actively engaged in seducing your man.
Okay.
You're not asking for permission. You ask for forgiveness first
Before
you ask for permission. See, it goes backwards when we're talking about these things. This is not your religion, okay? It's backwards. You ask for forgiveness first before you ask for permission, right? It's awkward. Yes, it's that's the work that you need to do on yourself. Let me address. I think this is a gentleman here who says, "I'm Mr. Peterson. Giving head must have long tongues and short tongues." Oh no. That's not the one I wanted to address. Yeah, it was him actually. He said it's not everyone who knows how to give it, and most men don't like. Okay, no, that's not him. Sorry, I wanted to talk to A. Odutayo. Some women don't wash well. You see, with that attitude, I could smell attitude all over that one liner. With that attitude, right? Not only are you not having the best sex of your life with your woman, right? There's a good chance you're not giving. There's a good chance she's not enjoying you sexually. And you said it all in
Yeah.
your sentence, right? Some women just don't wash well. First of all, how did you attract a woman who doesn't wash well? Okay, you have attracted a woman who doesn't wash well. What are you doing to give into her so that she can wash well finally, right? How do you approach
Abio.
that? How have you helped in that situation, right? It is no wonder why she can't give fellatio. Oh, she does. It is no wonder why she may not have told you yes. She will tell you 10 years later that she's never enjoyed sex from you. Because remember, she smell like fish. But you haven't told her you're not giving in to her. But I will bet $20,000 million on it that you're not enjoying sex with that type of wife either if you're married to this woman. So that is never a good enough excuse. As long as you subscribed into a relationship with that person, it is also partly your responsibility to figure that out. Like we said earlier,
Yeah.
jump in the shower, seduce her and get
Yes,
her in the
so-
shower with you, and you use your tongue to clean her up. That's all we can say on that from this end. I think Soulspice can say
Yeah.
something else to that, maybe.
Well, for hygiene, see, if you think it's the smell, there are different things you can do, and there are different things you can use. Let's stop giving unnecessary excuses. Get Ice Cube. See, sex, you have to be creative. I don't know how people fuck. People are just talking playful. You're not fucking creative. You're not fucking the fuck that Jesus has asked you to fuck. You're not fucking the fuck that God has asked you to fuck. Why are you just fucking like normal? You're a child of God. Fuck like a child of God.
Yes, so.
Get
Right?
Ice Cube.
Act like a child of God.
Exactly. As you're stimulating our creativity, the ice cube is melting. You're using it to wash it. By the time you put your mouth, even you will put your mouth on a cold clit.
Hey!
Cold. Or you get edible lubricant. Pour the chocolate all over her pussy, and you will not even feel any smell. It's chocolate that will be smelling. Oh God. When I say come and learn, come and buy toys, you could be for me. It's not just fuck. It's not ego. There is fuck and there is fuck.
Yes, exactly.
They're two different things.
Exactly.
Yep.
So if I say level of fuck, we are level of fuck. When you fuck, you like
Jesus is
you put your
Lord.
grade.
Yeah, so A. Odutayo, I said it one more time. He said it a few times because he wanted us to see it.
Okay.
Again, I can smell bullshit from afar. Not just me. Human beings, we have incredible radar for bullshit. We can smell bullshit from afar. If you have to smell it out for so long, that's you. That's all you. If your woman smell, that's on you.
But I had some summer's eve to
Figure
wipe
it
down
out.
there. You know, that's good for the pussy.
Yeah.
It'll smell good. Different scents.
All right, so Spice. Chemaka says, Spice, talk on seduction on phone, Joe.
Seduction of what?
Phone
On
sex.
the phone sex.
Ha! Which part of phone sex do you want?
Before you
Do
go ahead,
want
somebody
the-
said, LOL, head na this woman's career.
You push to leave my career. Oh. You push just leave me and my career. And I don't go understand.
You're doing well. You're
You're
doing
doing
well.
So
well.
when you talk about phone sex, you need to determine which type of phone sex you want to do. Are you doing the one that you start from, when you are close and then you undress? Or you want to start from the lingerie one, or you want to start from the naked one? There are three different things, right? If you are, let's say you are close, like the way I'm dressed now, I wear clothes. I wear bra top under, right? I be sports bra, Now, in this form, right, if I had to speak to my husband, we'll start being sexual. Oh, I miss you. Oh, what did you miss about me? I miss the way you touch me. Create that scene. Where are you? I'm in the room. I'm in the bed. Or what are you doing? I don't know. I'm just here. I wish you were here. Or you can wear his shirt. Okay, I feel like wearing your shirt. wear his shirt or whatever, or have his shirt by you that he can sniff in. Me, I love to sniff my husband's armpits. I'm weird because he uses a particular perfume. Even when he bathes 5 times, the perfume still goes. So I love to just go like,
I love perfumes too.
Just sleep down, So it starts by, letting him know what you like about him, how you're feeling, how sensual, how warm you are, or how hungry you are. You can insert your hand in your clitoris and say, oh, wow, I'm really wet. If it's a video call, show him your wetness. See, babe, all for you, And if it's not a video call, if it's just a voice call, let you know you're wet, I always tell women, smell yourself. We'll let you know whether you're good or not. When you feel that you're wet, smell it. Let him hear you say, oh God, baby, you're missing this. Like, you need to be here, And then you can start gradually. Okay, you know what? I'm going to undress for you. See, when you want to do a phone sex, please don't use your natural voice because you will spoil. It will not make sense.
What voice you will use?
Sexy.
Calm down. You have to be very sexual.
I'm gonna go calm. Calm me down.
You have to breathe in. Then you can start gradually. What are you wearing? I feel so honey. Talk soft so that the softness can enter deep. I'm not saying go calm like they will not hear you again. I know some of you naturally talk softly. It's like my husband is a very calm person. So when my husband is talking to you on the phone, if you don't open your ears,
sexy. He's already sexy.
So if you talk soft, you will not hear anything again. So you have to talk soft, calmly, how your clitoris is doing.
I think somebody just said, Mommy, calm down. I didn't just say, Mommy, calm down.
I cannot calm down. It is beyond calming down at this point. Let him know this is how it is, Touch yourself. Oh God, I feel my clitoris. Oh God, I feel like you're touching it. Like you have to learn to create that sound. It's not just in the words. Create that sound. Let him feel like, yes, you put it to pay. Come and pay. Let me do phone sex with you. So that when you will know. Then you know how to do to your husband. Come and pay.
Anyway, I have a Mr.
You call them, you pay them, they talk to you, you ejaculate, and they move on. They do it.
Yes, they do it.
Mr. Patterson. Mr. Patterson says, when giving woman head, I guess, is it hygienic, he wants to say, to swallow or spit out?
Spit out, it's a bowl.
Well, I don't think, I personally don't think hygiene is relevant when you are inside of it already. That's personally. But I agree that before and after, hygiene matters, right? But during sex, I don't think hygiene is relevant. Before and after, it's relevant. During sex, if you are still thinking about hygiene, to me, something is not right.
There's no conji there.
See, let me tell you, there are days that your partner will come back from work and he wants to fuck at that point. You will not say, please let me go and take a shower. It does not make sense. I always say, sex is clean. Sex can be dirty. If you're not ready to speak both ways, you're not ready for great sex.
It's a nasty act.
I remember one time my husband traveled for, I think, for weeks or thereabout, and he came back. A normal wife now, I was not even prepared he was going to come that day. I was expecting him, I think, the next morning. But somehow he came in on time. He didn't want to tell me he was going to come. He wanted to surprise me. And someone was on the door. I saw that at the door. I now opened the door. I saw this man at the door. And, I was wearing, I was just wearing a short gown. No on this, nothing.
Oh, you wear rapper?
At the door. My husband just, for the first time, he carried me and turned me upside down and gave me head. I have to start shouting that, please, let's even lock the door. We were at the door. So at that point, imagine me saying, okay, wait, baby, let me go and bathe. Baby, please, wait, let me go and bathe. Me already,
this is smart.
And that's another tip. That's another tip, Soulspice. Head, giving a woman a head from the back. Oh my God.
Hey!
Please, guys, get on your game, okay? Get on your game. So, that woman will do anything for you.
See me, I'm just a child of God here. No, Odutayo says No, really. I can only give it to wife and girlfriend if one stands. I mean, I can respect that. We're talking about within
Hey,
the.
can give the wife and girlfriend.
Is that on side
I
chick?
guess it's saying somebody is in a committed relationship with.
Oh,
You can be
okay.
in a committed relationship with a side chick too.
Oh,
There are many
Lord.
men like that. But
Okay.
so we're not judging here. I
We're
want
talking about
somebody
marriage,
said
huh?
I want to buy something. I think that's your friend. Bedroom matters.
Yes.
She wants to
That's
buy
the
something. DM
Christian
after this live.
expert.
Yes, let's DM absolutely. I think you're talking about your friend, but us too. We gotta bring you on. So are you saying anal sex is good and safe if you do it safe? All sexual activities are safe when you do it safe. You see that? It's automatic inside each other. Safe, safe, safe. Right? I think we lost Soulspice there. Is hygiene to swallow while giving a woman a head? It's protein. We just said that. Great job, everyone. I've got to. Okay. Yeah, we lost her. Let's see. She'll come back. It's probably in a Niger network there. Marriage without it is likely. It's likely to make a woman cheat. Well, I won't say just that. But if you're not satisfying each other sexually, there's a good chance you're not satisfying each other in other areas of life as well. Dayo is here saying, "So now let me go. This talk will put me in trouble." Look at you. You didn't say anything since. Now you want to go.
Dayo, go
You know you're
and
not
see.
going anywhere.
Go and contact Soulspice, okay? Soulspice. Don't worry, I'll foot the bill. Whatever you buy is on me.
Lobato, you want to do giveaway? There's 40 people.
I want
online.
no to my girl Dayo. I don't know everybody else. I
Alright.
beg.
Yeah, this conversation has really gone in a direction that I liked because for those that are still hanging out, it allows you to loosen up a little bit because it's not just sex, it's marriage, it's relationship. We take ourselves way too seriously. We do.
You're too uptight.
We're too uptight. We're just we like we can't wait for the rules. Like when I tell some of our clients, just calm down. Okay, don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about yesterday. Just stay in this moment in time. What do you want? What would you like? Right? They have a hard time, and they don't. And you see them in one breath complain about anxiety, but then they're talking about what if, what if, what if. They have all of this what ifs, and they're trying to figure out all the answers before they get into it. That's what makes a person. We're all like that, by the way, to an extent.
To an extent,
It's just that
yes.
some people are like that to beyond unhealthy for any relationship to thrive, to blossom, right? To allow it to breathe, right? It's kind of like a flower that you want it to. When light comes out, you want them to come out, but then you put them inside a box. They won't be able to come out. You have to relax. This is not the room. The relationship is not a room for rules, right? Or quote unquote boundaries. I hear people say that a lot. Within certain context, yes, we can talk about boundaries. Yes, you should have boundaries, but that's like anything else in life. But when we start to talk about how to build relationship, how to give into a relationship, how to give into another person, either sexually, mentally, right? Let go of the rules. How about the only rule is give into that person
Give and receive. That's
and
it.
receive, right? There's nothing as bad as in marriage as you having sex with your partner, but you're imagining being with someone else.
Yes.
Sex should be constantly discussed within couples.
Absolutely.
If, like the discussion about sex, me and you, how do we talk about sex? When we're about to have sex?
We're talking in the bedroom.
Right?
We talk while we're at it.
Right.
We had things as we go. Do you like this? Do you want to do this? We do it as we go.
Yeah. I would say that won't necessarily work for everyone. You know, some people need to have certain conversations, especially if you're in a place where you feel like it's not
lacking.
It's not the way it's supposed to be, right? Then you can offer a conversation. But if you notice what I just said, I was very careful about that. It's not about talking. It's not about what do you need. It's about going to the other person and say, well, what do you like sexually? Right? What do you like sexually? Do you like phone sex? No, I don't believe in that. Do you like oral sex? No, I don't believe that. Okay, tell me what you like, right? That's seduction. Tell me what you like. I want to hear. Tell me what it looks like. What does that mean? And listening to them, it can come from both men and both women. For me personally, I prefer that it comes from the man. Uh, why? Because the man should lead. If the woman leads, that's okay temporarily. But if she finds herself leading all the time, most women will have problem with that because of the kind of society that we still live in. You know, every woman likes a man who can lead, right?
Yes,
So, but it's
a real
okay
man.
for a woman to lead and say, "What do you like
That's
sexually?
fine.
Do you like it when I do it like this?" Kilo shele nepa. Is it nepa? Can you hear us?
I don't think
Can you
she
hear
can
me?
hear you.
I can hear you now, but you
I think I ran out of network on my phone, so I'm
Oh,
using
it's
another
not-
phone. I want to recharge it, so I guess that's what happened.
okay. Yeah.
You finished your data, eh? Oh, wow.
Yeah. You're frozen now, but as long as we can hear you, that's perfectly fine. Can you hear us? Yeah, I don't think so. She's still struggling. All right, so yeah, it's freedom. So how do you get freedom from your spouse, right? You got to give freedom first before we can even talk about anything else, right? There are other things you can do. There are situations where you feel like you're giving so much freedom and you're not getting back. But let's make sure that you're giving freedom to that other person. Let's make sure you're giving that person first, right? But here's the thing. It's you know, I always talk about 3 step forwards, 2 step backwards. There's no one size fits all for anything. If you're not giving to yourself first, as in you give to yourself, not asking the person to give to you, that's two different things. Remember, I said when you're engaging in a relationship, you should be giving. You should be giving so that you can receive and not try to take.
I'll give
Okay?
and take.
So now, before you give, you should make sure that you can give to yourself.
You have enough to give.
So those of you that have problem with masturbation, you got a serious problem because how can you give to yourself? Some pastor came on the stage and he said, "Oh, but how can you masturbate without what images are you using?" I was like, dude, I didn't have porn when I was a teenager in Korea. No, what
Me
are you talking
neither.
About? What are you talking about?
When
Our
I
mind-
discovered myself,
our mind can do magic.
when I discovered that my finger touched
Right.
my clit and it created magic, I was like, wait, what? I did it more and more and I masturbated and I
Yes,
came.
and I'm not going to go ahead and tell you that you should watch porn or not watch porn. That's
You
your
don't
personal
have to watch
problem.
porn. That's
If
up
that's
to
a problem, that's personal. If that's a thing you enjoy doing, that's personal. Can it be addictive? Yes, just like water can be addictive. Anything can be addictive, right? So we're not talking about addiction here. This is not an addiction class. We're talking 100% strictly when you do these things in a very healthy space, and we're talking within marriage. So that should be healthy, right? So somebody says, "Is bringing a third party to spice your marriage permissible?" Yeah, baby.
I don't believe in bringing a third party.
Why not?
Me personally,
Yes.
number one, I cannot share. I'm sorry.
Lobaton.
I can't.
She can't share.
Aside from being a Christian, a marriage
we're not
is
talking about
between
your
two
Christian value.
people.
After 2 hours of this
Me
conversation.
personally,
Okay,
I am not sharing. I cannot share and I can't handle it.
Yeah.
But some people say, oh, they're in a open relationship, they can. I believe that because I love my husband so much, I can't share him with someone else.
Right.
I just can't. I'll be jealous. And I'll be going crazy. I would think that maybe they are doing something behind my back. What if it's so good? We've heard of stories of people having threesome and the marriage breaking.
Because he enjoyed the other
either the
person.
third person stole the wife away because she was good at giving head to the wife or took the husband away. Why would I want that to happen
So
to
I'm
me?
confused. In all of this, you and Fadila, you've never heard sharing is caring ever before in your life.
For who? For who? I am not sharing. I'm not interested in sharing. This is between me and my husband alone. Period.
Yeah, I'll say this about that. First of all, I don't shame anybody to each his own.
Yeah, and I'm not shaming people.
Yeah, and she's not. I guarantee she's not shaming anybody for what they do. But I would just say, consider this, okay? The story she just told is true, which is some people do find their marriage in a terrible place after engaging in such activities, and some. But in that same breath or that same token, a lot of people will say, no, it doesn't affect us, right? Some of those people will be Ti and Tiny. but that lifestyle is hunting them down right now.
Wow. Yes, they're in the news now. They're hot.
There's a certain type of passion that you want to contain to a certain level. Remember, I was just running my mouth that you shouldn't contain, you should be free. There's a certain place where you want to contain certain level of passion. If you don't contain it, it can destroy you and your generations. Yes, I can hear you. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. There's certain type of passion that if you don't contain it, it can destroy everything.
And I want to hear Soulspice contribution to that. I want to hear what she feels about that.
Sharing, me. That means no sharing, Jerry.
No sharing, no.
No sharing, no. So Soulspice, can you hear us? I mean, that's still strong. She got to go back out again.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn. Nigeria network is like witchcraft.
Yeah. So when we're talking about these things, we're talking about long-term committed relationships. So there's emotions engaged.
Yep.
It's different from, like Odutayo said, single people, knock yourselves out, whatever you want to do. After all, this is not a religious class, right? But for people in a marriage, there's certain emotions and psychology involved in these things, right? We're talking long-term commitment right now. For most people, for a typical human being, there is no sharing is caring in this matter. Okay. Even if they feel like that upfront because they were lacking something in sex, they may be quote unquote sexually incompatible, and that's just what they need to address. And they feel like they need to bring something from the outside to fix that. If you know anything about relationships and matters of the heart, right? The only way you can fix it is to find the solution inside. You can't bring something from outside to fix it. You're fooling yourself. Just like I can't ask her to make me happy. I need to learn how to be happy by myself first. So if I put that pressure on her to make me happy, it's suffering that comes from that.
Yes, sir.
It's suffering. You need to learn how to make yourself happy, and then effectively, with time, as a function of time, you will attract someone that will make you happy, that will align with those.
With that energy.
With that energy.
Hi, Soulspice.
I'm back.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Are you neighbor you die?
This is Nigeria witchcraft.
Yeah. So somebody said, Aisha. So we're talking about threesomes. Somebody asked a question. What do you think about threesomes? And thank God you didn't hear us. So I want to hear your authentic answer.
So for me, I'm going to answer in two ways, right? As a SEXPERT, I would say whatever works for both of you. It's not in my place to tell you whether it's right or wrong, because you are old enough for you to even fuck self. You know that you are old enough, so you have common sense. So if you think that bringing a third party is what will spice things up, do we have the good and the bad side? Yes, we do. Does it really mean that every time you bring in a third party, somebody might like the person more? No.
Not always true.
Do you understand? Yeah. So I'm not going to say,
that's the story we hear the most. That's the story we hear the most.
Exactly. So what if you bring somebody and we don't like the person afterwards and we love ourselves here? So threesome is like going to a strip club. The only difference is with a strip club, you have an external person seduce your partner or dance for your partner while they touch their boobs or grab their ass. We see couples do it, right? And then the other party is sitting down watching you, touch somebody else.
I mean, there are couples that do that for a whole lifetime.
No, that's their fantasy.
Like they do it a whole lifetime.
Yeah. Exactly. If you have been to a strip club with your husband, maybe you're kind of strip. I don't understand that's where you go, that you not have somebody dance for you. Just go to drink and start. But a lot of time when couples go to strip clubs, they usually have, a stripper dance for one of them or both of them separately. And the other person sits down to watch. Right? The only difference is there is no connection, there is no kissing and romance and ejaculation in that one. But it's the same, you're already having more like a threesome because the other girl is naked. And then your husband is squeezing the boobs, putting his face, touching her boobs while she's doing all that in front of you. And then you are there watching. Do you understand? Now,
before you came in the room, some people already said sharing is not caring. Like sharing, Kimi.
I said I cannot share. I'm not a watcher. I'm sorry. I am not a watcher.
You need to go to a strip club that you know whether you can share or not.
I mean, I've been to a strip club by myself before. And I'm sure
No,
you've been to a
I
strip
was
club before.
about
Strip club Guinea.
to get
Of
that
course.
by yourself. What by yourself? To get that.
Together. No, we haven't done that. We're probably gonna do that.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Go to a strip club together.
Yeah.
Let me give an assignment, a future assignment.
I don't know,
I'll
I'm
tell you like
scared.
this. It doesn't take much for me and my wife to get off of each other. Like right now, Ali year and because I walk in, Papa, kind of a year and
No,
I power. Oh, go that sorry.
What? No watching allowed.
We all can watch.
So it doesn't take us. It doesn't take us much. So I understand some people. It takes them. They like that fantasy world and they like to go into that world. What do you say to this person that says 90% of the time it doesn't work out for threesome?
You can't say 90%. How many statistics do you have?
That's statistics.
Right. Threesome comes in different
like somebody's outlook on the issue.
Exactly. Maybe you have tried your own didn't turn out well. Does not mean for so many. Maybe your own didn't turn out well, your friends own didn't turn out well. Right? Or you find out that after threesome you go back to that girl again. That is you.
All right. I'll tell you like this. There's a scandal going on right now with T.I. and Tiny.
Yes.
A bunch of girls, like 36 people accusing them of doing because they engage in such activity, threesomes and stuff like that. And they love each other, you could tell. But you could tell also that they have struggles in their marriage on and off for years, right? And there's a lot of couples that think external factors is really what's going to fix their issues, and it has nothing to do with that. And a lot of time, also T.I. has stepped out, probably with some of these people.
Multiple times, and even had
probably
babies.
with some of these girls that are coming in with
and even have a baby
with them, right? But that's a celebrity lifestyle type of situation. I don't want to. I will still not use that to make a blanket statement that 100%, because 90%, just says 100%. Especially that's so even. 90, it's not 91, it's not 89. right? I'll go ahead and say that's more so of the one that gets out in the open. People live their life.
Yeah.
People live their life. People that are not celebrities, that they live their life and they do what they do and they're okay with it.
Spice, let me tell you something. My biggest fear. You know what it is? Is some other girl turning me out. That is my biggest fear.
Oh, well.
Am I
so
this
girl?
She thinks she's a lesbian inside.
I think I'm a bisexual up here.
We all are. So when you say threesome, right, you find out that a couple brings in a woman more.
Why are you talking like this?
You are saying that you said we should go to the strip club.
See, let me tell. Okay, so let me put it this way: she has not touched it, right?
I haven't.
And when she touches it, something will change. It's either she finds out that you might not know how sweet your boobs are as a woman. Your husband will know because you touch it every time. So kilo one say on your mini. But when you touch another woman's own in a sexual way, it gives you a picture of what you carry. And then unconsciously you find out, wow, I didn't know my boobs were this soft. The boobs you've been touching over the years. But because you touch somebody else's own in a sexual way, you paid attention to touching. You automatically know that, okay, now you guard your own with more respect, right? Or you will do it and you're like, is that it? Do you understand?
Yeah.
So you never can tell until you do it, you will not know what your reaction will be.
Yeah, but I say that because, sometimes when you watch porn, and, it's kind of, I don't have a problem watching a woman and a woman, a man with two women. It's nothing, it's very sexual. It's very appealing.
Right.
So, but you see, the thing is, with strip clubs, you are not going to have sex with that person.
Right. But you have asses all over you and titties all over the place.
No, over your
You
husband.
have it all over you. Does not mean you go grab them. It's like saying because you watch porn.
It's just
ask yourself,
ambience.
how many times or over how many years have you watched lesbian porn? How many have you slept with a woman?
I have never, actually.
Exactly. So why are you not sleeping with a woman?
And I haven't seen one that I'm attracted to.
How come you're not?
I have not seen one that I'm attracted to, actually.
So this woman on this screen is not sexy enough?
She's beautiful, but I'm not attracted to her.
We might not be sexually compatible. Beauty does not mean, you see, women are different. So we are not made
she hasn't seen one. She says she hasn't seen.
No, that I am attracted to.
Oh, attracted to.
Like
You
that
see?
energy.
You see?
See, the truth
You
is
don't
this,
listen.
right? The fact that you watch lesbian porn does not mean you're going to ever get down with a lesbian or get down with another woman. It probably will just be a fantasy that you carry to death for a lot of women, because we have
people,
this
yes.
song we get when we watch it,
Yes.
right?
Because our belief systems are very strong too. Our belief systems
Exactly.
for all of us
Exactly.
are very. Sometimes you say, "I don't believe in that Bible verse," but Allah my girl, like you're even us. All of us were confused. Like how many times have you said Jesus in this horrible conversation?
Yeah. I know. You know, I said it whilst we were talking. I said the only reason why I didn't cheat on my husband then was not because he deserved it, but because I couldn't imagine myself giving my body to another person. It was not about him.
It was not
It was not
about
about
him.
my money. He would maybe then he would not have, maybe he would know now, but then he would never have found out. I would have done it easy, enjoy myself.
Right.
You know, but I couldn't imagine me letting another man after there one small boy man touch me. Do you understand? It was about me. So even when you go to
I guess small boy,
it does not matter.
Okay.
She wasn't
I
gonna
just asked
share
myself,
about it.
how would I feel?
Right.
You know, me sleeping in front of another man.
Right.
Will I be okay? It took me a number of years to be comfortable with one man. I'll not start all over again. No.
Yeah.
It's not that easy for me.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So when you go to a strip club, you might touch and do everything. Does not mean it will go be. It might, because your spouse is there.
Because you're still feeling like you're still feeling
Both of you are
heterosexual because I'm there.
So
I'm
you
right
are
there.
not attached. Whatever you are doing, you are still doing it you are still unconsciously doing it for him. So when you are touching or you are feeling, you are still doing like, okay, Ola is watching me, so I need to, you know, or Ola is telling you, babe, don't waste my money, don't waste my money, I touch now, I paid now, you know, and then you let that part of you find out that the kind of fuck you will fuck with, not the fuck you'll be fucking all the years.
No.
Because there's more intimacy, there is more openness.
Right.
Oh, and then you also find that part of Ola or that part of Lola you have never seen or you might never see. Because in everybody there are over 20 types of people. The person
Some
you
people are okay with never seeing that. They don't want to see
that's
that.
what I'm saying.
Like
The
she doesn't
person
want to see. She doesn't want to see
never
me get down with another woman, even if it's ordinary breast, soft breast.
He's deceiving herself. Don't worry. The day I come, you will go. I'll say you will go.
She doesn't want to see another soft breast in my face. That's not her thing.
See, the first time my husband took me to strip club, right? I always tell him that, guy, I want to go because I don't want to teach about sex and not have certain experiences. Right. I just felt like if you want to talk about strippers, have you seen one? Have you been there? Have you spoken to one? Do you know? So I wanted to see. I always tell him that, take me now. My son, like, what are you going to do? They said, just want to go and see. Let me have an idea how it works, you know, what they do. And so the day he was going to take me, he didn't tell me he was going to take me. He just took me. I went for a bridal shower and I finished it. We're like, okay, let's go home. You know, I was like, no, I want to go somewhere. Like, where are we going to? My mind said we're going to a club. He said, when you get there, I said, tell me. I said, when you get there. I got there, came down, got inside. It was around 11, 12 thereabouts. I mean, past 11. So they were still dressed in skimpy. I'm like, oh, wow, these girls they were like, do you know where? They said, no, this is a show. I said, strip club here. So nobody's naked. And he said, no, calm down. You don't do like that. You JJC women said, relax, you will see. You know, so I sat down and we're having drinks as a couple. And so they started dancing on the pole. They were still dressed in that costume. So as about 12, I noticed that the costume came off. It was brown.
Bookie is looking for trouble, but continue.
You know, it was not brown pants. Now around 2 a.m., they were stark naked. Because as I said, that guy, it's good. I know you came to see today. You will see.
You will see.
You know, and whilst we were drinking, as at the time they were not naked, whilst we were drinking, they will come and they will tap him on the shoulder. Hi, honey. Hi, fine guy. Would you want me? I like it. Like lock up the new. You know, but you know one thing I told myself, you know what? Tonight I am the side chick. I'm not your wife. So let's leave it that way. So I don't get so emotional. I don't know that understand. So I just watch them. You know the way they will touch him, and I was not telling that guy, come. So when I'm not there, this is how they touch you. This is how they tap you. And so he would say that, you know what, he would not say, oh, not now, not now, when I'm ready, I'm like, what are you ready for? Do they want to have sex? He not said no, that they just want to dance for him, that they will strip for him, dance for him. So I was like, that me, I would love to experience it too. I would love to see.
20 naira, I don't know.
20 naira.
20 naira,
So,
I don't know what because of me.
have you also, you know, said, that what am I looking for? I should look behind me now. People are already dancing. So that's how I turned with the great shape, because I had one old man and 2 young girls. And so this man paid strippers to dance for the girls. Oh, more. My husband was like, please just close your mouth. And I'm like, you know, and the girls were dancing, touching the girls, spanking the bum. I was like, Jesus.
So after that day, your life did not destroy. Because here's the thing with a lot of people with these things. See, we went from anal sex, right?
When we were going home that day, we were talking about it some weeks back when we went on our date. He was asking me how did I feel after that, because I realized that, you know, at a point I said, okay, you know what, I want to have fun, I want to experience it, and I did experience it, right? And after that, when we were going home, I looked at him, I said, the part of him I saw at the strip club was a part I've never seen before, and a part that I might never have seen till death.
Right.
But that thing changed my mindset, and I loved him the more because I saw what. So I tell myself, anytime he tells me, "Oh, I'm at the strip club," I know the kind of man I'm expecting to see when he's there.
Yeah.
And I know what he can do and what he can do behind me.
Right.
So it made us not open. The fuck that night was wild. It was like we carried that thing over home. Like we started from the car. Because the tension was there. We had spoken about so many things. You know, oh, this is what's happening. So this. I told her, I said, see, come. My breast better pass all these girls home now. So why are they strippers? I thought because we're going to have like, he said, don't be, he said, even some of them have children.
It's just another word.
He said, look at the men around. Most of them are high, so they're not seen properly.
They don't care.
Wow.
So it's exactly. So that was like, so it changed my mind that I still have good boobs, man. After 2 kids, you know, I still have the body. I said, one day, don't worry me, I'll strip for you. You're like, we strip. Which one do you want to find? You know,
but let's answer this bookie question. Is there a strip club where guys are
also strippers?
Strippers,
yes. I don't know of Nigeria, but here.
In Nigeria, there will be.
Well, there's not
but it's going to be coded.
Oh,
there are now.
It's
coded.
It's coded, yes.
Oh, wow.
It's not a place you can just walk in.
You can't just walk in anyhow.
Right?
Yeah.
There are some strip clubs in Nigeria where if you don't have a pass, you can't go in.
Right.
There are public ones.
Now, here too used to be that way. When I was, the first strip club I went to, I was 19, I think. But at that time, that particular, one of my friends took me, and it was you had to be a member.
Bad children, bedroom matters, Omo Buruku, she say, Ije Oleki, send me the address.
Bedroom matters.
This woman is a pastor, bedroom matters, Cecilia. Let me call you.
I'm sure there is.
Yeah, here it's called Mail Review. And what I noticed for here in New Jersey,
they said male strip club Lekki. Please, I need the address. I need to visit there. I need to see. Let me go and see something.
Jesus. Only ma.
I'm going to see something. If Cecilia can know there's a male strip club, who am I not to know? If a pastor Mrs. SEXPERT can go.
Somebody say,
how did you
know? People know now.
I'm sure there is.
So here, right? One thing I noticed, there was a time, you know, when I used to live in Maple Garden, there was that front where Baltimore is.
Oh.
They used to have a male review there.
They do.
But they tend to move them around because they also, I have to be frank with you, they also harbor a lot of drug situation, drug dealers, because they claim money. So sometimes they shoot up the place and they have to move them to another location. They change business names from time to time. You know, that kind of environment does harbor
criminals,
a lot of bad behaviors, criminals. And it's good to also acknowledge that for people, because that's one of the biggest for people. Like, whoa, me, I'm a child of God. I'm like, yeah, you're right. you're right. And if you know you have an addictive personality, you probably want to tread lightly with these kind of things, you know.
Ola, you are spoiling all these women. They're asking for a male strip club in Abuja. You people should leave us alone, no. We are not going to give anybody any phone number or any place.
Someone said any in Abuja, but that's a man asking. This guy is a man.
No,
asking.
that's a woman.
Oh, that's a woman.
That's
okay.
a woman.
That thumbnail is so small. Yeah. Okay, that's a woman asking. No, we don't know. We know where the church is though. You can go
Church. The church now.
Koza.
Oh my God. Oh Lord.
Please dump the address.
There do matters. You have come to spoil our life with address. Oh yeah, give them address.
No, but
don't send it to send to my DM.
Back to what we were saying, right? We're in a generation where people will watch porn and they're okay watching woman over woman, and they're still not very comfortable watching a man over a man. Most people, not most men, no, most people are not comfortable seeing two men together in a pornographic picture of any type. Right, and you can see certain nose changing shape right now, right? So
I can't imagine it.
So that's
the society we live in. On gay porn. You know, I was doing my research on gay. I needed to find out certain things, and you know, one of the things is you have to watch to know. I do a lot of documentaries but I just couldn't I couldn't sit down to watch it.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot for us in this generation. Right. Let's like, no offense to anybody's lifestyle. It's still a lot. It's just still a lot.
It's just too much. It's too much muscles.
I have to sit my gay friend down because I have a friend who is gay.
Too much.
This one is talking physically. She said
too much muscles.
I have a friend who is gay, so I have to sit him down to ask him all the questions. Like, okay, how does it feel? You know, what do you do? How do you protect yourself? What, you know, when you take it, how does, you know, do you think you just leak out in the ass? Because he's so they have the top and the bottom. So he's the bottom. Bottom are receivers, right? Yeah. So he opened me to a lot of secrets, and that was because I wanted to do an episode on anal sex on my show. So I needed to make my file. And you know, I didn't even know that one of them who was mine was gay. He now called me and said, Soulspice, no, this thing that you said is not true. This is how we are. Like, Uncle, what you said, I used to be gay, but I'm just smiling.
I used to be gay.
What do you mean?
That's a laughing matter.
He used to be gay.
No, he used to.
We're in America.
But he said he's not so interested again. That he just, you know, felt like, you know what, if he really wants to be a married man,
we're in America.
He can't continue.
We're in America.
Wait, so what happened? Is now a straight dude?
We're in America.
Yeah, well, he still has the urge, but he has it. So I think they have
He still has the urge, but he doesn't want to live that lifestyle.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense.
That makes sense.
Right. He's more like doing therapy for people if you want to go out. But he said he has done it, and that was when they were the two people that made me know that there's a difference between orgasm and ejaculation for men. So ejaculation, you ejaculate, you feel good.
You see that part
but
right there? You see that part?
Woman, it's a higher level.
You see that part right there? You know, I hear that a lot when they're in these rooms and stuff. Like, dude, what I experience is orgasm, and I'm not going back there. What I experience is orgasm. So, no.
Okay, it's like Yimo.
Yes, what you experience is orgasm.
My husband do not let me put a finger in his butt.
But we're not going back there.
They call it milking of the prostate. You need to milking of the prostate.
Okay, so it's fair. It's fair for a man to put his finger into a woman's butt, but it's not fair for a woman to put a finger into a man's butt.
Maybe in 2051. In 2021, no, it is not. On to the next lesson.
I remember one time I tried to sneak a finger.
In their husband's butt.
I tried
Especially the best way, the best way, because they'll be squeezing their face like when you want to do it. The best way when you are doing 69.
Yes.
Because 69 is on top of you, right? And giving you head, and so he's in your mouth, and you're taking the dick, right? And so the best way is get a lubricant or lubricate your finger and start to insert gradually.
Exactly.
He will lose control. It's a lie. There's no
I will be starting your conversation for you right now.
It's just a passage for poo.
And I was gonna ask you that question when it comes to anal sex, right? So what precautions do you have to take before having anal sex? Like, is it true
Okay.
that you will hit the shit or something? I'm not sure about
Or
it.
the
It's
shit
a lie.
box.
So the truth is this.
Jeez.
Sorry.
Some people believe in douching before they do anal sex,
What is douching? Yeah,
right?
Cleaning it,
So no,
cleaning
no,
it
when you
up.
pump your asshole with water,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
so there's a bag. You know those bags they used to douche babies when you want to
Right.
so you pump water in your asshole and then you poop it out. So everything is like you're cleaning it,
Oh, that's
right?
nice.
But even though you don't clean it, if you don't feel like if you feel like you want to poop, please poop before you try it out,
Hi, yeah,
right?
yeah.
But it is the bag is usually empty.
There's always poop
I don't think
hanging out in that
What
area.
about the stains? Because men don't be cleaning up their ass real well. Men don't wipe well properly. I don't think they do.
so another thing is take a shower together.
Okay.
That's always
You know,
that's always key. That's always key. It's a
so
lot
if you
more
take a
fun.
shower together, you know that you are going to wash because you know what you want to do, right? You know what you're going to. So you wash him clean.
Okay.
Me, I always like it. I always like when my husband wash me because I know that the day he washes me, when he gets to that party, we wash. I'm like, only you have
Ah!
so you have fun. You know, you wash that part.
If I come near that area for any reason, it's a ghost. It's a ghost. Yeah.
So there's also rhyming. Some people love rhyming where they lick your asshole.
Mm-hmm.
For some men, it turns a lot of men on. But some other men, it tickles them.
I mean, they are coming out every day.
I mean, men like their ass eating. I found
They're
out.
coming out every day. Yeah, like all these celebrities will say.
Yes.
Like, oh my God, these people have no limit. But the Bible says modesty. In one to see. We have
Ass licking is modesty now. What's that?
okay.
It's modest because
Oh, Jesus is Lord, though. Hey, try.
Okay, so question for you. Quick question for you, real quick. Does quitting porn help marriage? Help marriage? Does quitting porn help marriage?
why are you quitting in the first place?
Because some people have been preached to. That's a good question. Some people have been preached to by religious people or people that are.
So you need to know what works for your marriage. If you're married to someone where both of you watch porn from time to time, and he has never affected your marriage in years, and because somebody said to leave you there, you want to now quit that thing that puts you in the mood. Don't you see you are the one now going to create problems for you? So when your spouse says let's watch, you're not like, no, I can't watch. I'm a child of God now.
There's no unity anymore.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So if it goes back to both, if you are okay with it. Me, I cannot catch my husband watching porn and I will now be saying, go forbid, man. Yeah, I will see that we watch or which one are we doing today?
What are we watching today?
What position?
Nabi, what's
Exactly.
new? What are they doing these
And
days?
if you have a partner who watches porn, you should know their spec. You should know the kind of porn.
Let me add a little bit to that. I was in one of these rooms. I love Clubhouse because I get so much insight on the kind of gibberish and rubbish that people
That's happening.
that people have goggled down their throat and now they're spitting it out as experts. So they were talking about, religious people were talking about the dangers of porn and how we should stop watching porn because it helps because it promotes trafficking, right? So, and what I learned from like the first week I was in Clubhouse is that if I just wait enough, if I don't, I raise my hand and go up there and correct them. If I just wait short, somebody's going to correct them in a few minutes. If I just wait small, so I always just take my time. And lo and behold, I got out. I was in the middle of some business. I came back, and then the room has changed color. Why? Because some girl that had some terrible experience, not only in the porn industry, but all the way to the church.
Wait, she was in the porn industry?
She was in the porn industry, but she was also trafficked by church.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And
So it's always going to be hard.
She now shed some light on it that it's not just porn industry that traffic young girls. The trafficking is everywhere.
Everywhere.
And
Everywhere.
And that's actually what she does, which is educating people about trafficking and then shedding light on it. That is a lot of psychologists, a lot of educating people, sensitizing people on how to protect women and kids. and just telling people to stop watching porn
doesn't solve
you may think
it.
that's a starting place for you, but that's not. That doesn't solve it, because there are girls that literally remove themselves like this as a 26-year-old woman, completely grown up, and go into the porn industry and just say that's what they want to do. There are people like that.
Abby?
Just as much as there are also people that are trafficked and stuff like that, right? So it's very. It goes back to when people think their problem is on the outside. It's always something else's fault. They keep pointing fingers at something, and really the problem is mostly inside. At the end of the day, of course, your surrounding can make all the difference on how your life will go, right? Of course, if you were to weigh apples and oranges, most people will say, yeah, it's better to be in church, right, as opposed to be in a on a Sunday morning, be in a strip club somewhere, right? I say no, that's not necessarily true, but the key word there is necessary.
Yeah.
It really still comes down to you as a person, So good answer though. Like, why are you stopping in the first place? Why? Because somebody told you to stop. What is your purpose? If you don't have a strong purpose, you're just wasting your time. Your problem will still stay with you.
Somebody is sending me DM that we should end this live now, that she wants to go and sleep. We are delaying her.
She should go and sleep now.
She doesn't want to go.
She should go and sleep now. Now, wow.
Is it marriable? Right?
Don't modern names there.
Yeah, I'm trying not to do that because I don't like doing that. She said, my friend's husband watches porn according to her whenever he does that he doesn't touch her, no matter how honey.
Oh, that one has a problem.
He gives excuses. My question is why? Could something be wrong? Yeah.
Addiction
like
to porn.
I was saying, the easiest thing to point fingers at when we have problems is the obvious. It must be because he watches porn. It must be because he masturbated yesterday. Or
maybe he's even addicted to masturbation.
He's probably addicted.
It could be so many.
He's been doing it even before he came into his life. Or maybe having sex with the wife is not that good enough and he enjoys masturbation more.
He may just simply be attracted to her.
We need to go back to foundation.
Yeah. So Dr. Levy says, I am on that boat. God help us tomorrow. Oh, okay. About the about working tomorrow. So like it could be anything. And if it's problem in your marriage, seek professional help.
I will not call your name. They say I should not call you. I will not call your name, but go and sleep. You don't have to be here.
Go and sleep, Joe.
Go and sleep.
Go and sleep.
So quitting porn, whatever move you want to make with respect to your marriage, your relationship, make sure there is a strong purpose behind it.
Yes.
If there's no strong purpose, if it's just because somebody run their mouth again on the pulpit somewhere, or because some youth pastors who hasn't experienced life is teaching you what life is, right?
Exactly.
It's not.
You know what I've learned is one of the best marriages, or some people that I know have the best marriages, are people who explore. So I have this couple that, when I bring in a new sex toy they want to, and I'm like, only at your age. At your age, name the toy. Masturbator, soccer, wand, sex card, everything. So I want. And I'm like, these people they've been married for over 2 decades.
Oh, leave that thing.
And it's like, I always tell that guy, come. If these people are still this crazy, talk about strip clubs, they go together. They go together. You don't know they are old. And so I ask myself, what are they doing differently? What is it that is working for them? They do not have the wife will always tell me, if I catch my husband sleeping with another woman, I'm not going to leave my marriage. I'll just find out what to do.
Don't say that to Gen Z people.
Aunties.
When they're married. Not today. Because it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
I used to say that, if I marry and my husband says don't go out, I will walk away. Who the hell is he? Few first years of my marriage, after I want you to tell me, no, you can't hang out now. Who I want to leave the children for? The children is children. Several times, no. It is not that, okay, the kids have gotten to a point that I know that, okay, I can. Yes, I came back home 10:30. I left home since like 1 in the afternoon, went for an event, they went to meet ladies to have brunch, mothers. But maybe the husband would have said no. But now you can't tell me no. You can't tell me no.
Yeah.
Because I have to live my life as well.
Cheese
I
Pride.
told my daughter this morning.
Cheese Pride said, "Is it normal for newly married couples to have sex once a day? The husband says having one long sex is better than several short rounds." Yeah,
Okay.
Soulspice.
Interesting
You
question.
know, say I keep quiet. So having sex every day is very relative. It might not be possible, but saying one long round, what does it mean by long round?
I beg, not two
Well,
It's
hours.
not
I'm not
about
sure.
how
What's the
long.
question? Is that a question? Because I didn't see the question mark, and it's not framed like a question too. But it almost seems like
It
they're
sounds
trying.
like a belief system, right? It sounds like that person's belief system that okay, if I can do one good one, why do I have to do short one? But you see, sometimes that quickie is better
Ah,
than that long one I'm
Well,
going to give you.
I said
Omo,
that
I
to I
love
said that
quickies,
a
oh.
long time ago. I said
Hey,
somebody said, but why quick? I was like, dude, if you
and you have
normally
kids.
go long forms,
They will not
okay.
understand.
Go hear one.
Ah,
Go lay
If you
hear
go
one.
if you normally go long forms, you should try quickie sometimes.
Yes, so.
Switch it up.
Mm-hmm.
Switch it up. And if you go quickie most of the time, are
Find
you
time
sure
to
it's
do the long
quickie
ones.
or premature ejaculation? Now, on to the next question. How long is considered
A
premature?
quickie.
How long is considered premature ejaculation?
well, medically, they say less than 2 minutes thereabout, right? Less
Wow.
than 3 minutes medically. But like I always say, we can't follow everything medicine says. We can't follow everything science says. Because there's a women who just like to just fuck for 2 minutes and they're okay. And they'll go all around the world and say my husband is the best in bed. If you have a 2 minute man who is married to a 2 minute woman, she'll be
She'll
sexually
be
fulfilled
satisfied.
and
Yeah.
happy.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a 2 minute man who married a 30 minute woman,
Ah.
he will not be fulfilled. The
Ah.
same thing, vice versa. Right?
Yes.
So I don't want to think, I don't want to believe there is a particular,
Right.
it's going to be hard.
It's gonna be
Because
hard.
there are times, I would say that my best time in this marriage so far was lockdown period for the 1 year. Because I got fucked
That's
anytime,
the
any
worst time for
day,
some
afternoon,
people.
morning.
That's the
Like, I enjoyed it.
that's the worst time for some people.
Yes, so that's when
My neighbor
marriages
was
were
asking
breaking
me
up.
that. My neighbor was asking that. Are you not tired? When my husband resigned, I said, I don't want to marry. We're like, what is wrong with you, this woman? One whole year you've been to. Are you not tired? That she cannot even stand 3 months. Like, that's your problem. Me,
That's your
I will stay
problem.
another 1 year. I will stay another 1 year. Because I know when my husband goes, I will tell you, guy, come home early. My husband like, babe, face your reality. I've resumed work. I'll be like, I know, but so we can be in the sitting room, we are just, I'm like, I just feel like fucking. Like, play with my mom, like, Alpha, are you ready? I'll be like, yes. Without any, putting yourself in sexual mood, we will go into the room, we will do our fuck, and we'll come out like nothing. My daughter will be like, what are you people doing? I'm like, what do we have to do?
Eh?
We went to pray.
Jump question.
She was like,
Ah.
we are praying at this time. When is not prayer time?
Jump
You
question.
know? So the truth about it goes back to how close both of you are. If you are
Yes.
close, you won't get tired of each other. And then you start to become creative. How creative are you? There are times where we'll just pop up, just pop one bottle of red wine. Amamurawa, yo, we'll finish it and then do rawa. There are times you say, okay, popcorn and movie. There are times you will come say, okay, let's order fish. We'll eat fish, drink. So all those things, goes back in. It's not always about the money. It's never about the money. The day you cannot afford it, drink what you can afford. There are
Yes,
times you just
so.
ordinary yogurt.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's the mindset behind it for me.
Yep, yep. Chris, it's a question. Okay, it's a question. It says, yes, he believes. No, wait. Dr. Levy says marathon versus hurdles, Abina, sprint, and one Olympics. Okay, yeah. So
Olympics gang.
Kiss Pride says, yes, he believes a long one is better, and his wife wants spontaneous. So I would suggest, because I think she was complaining too, that I think a lot of women complain actually about that, like men just keep on and they want a quick situation where because they are thinking outside
We
of
have
the
so
bedroom.
much to
There's
do.
a lot going on, right?
The kids are there.
So
School is there.
You want to be
Work
fucking
is
for 5
there.
minutes for what? You are
Cooking day.
if it's me, once you don't reach 20, 30, I'll just hug
yeah,
you and say, calm down. You know
I would
what?
say
You don't have to
this.
ejaculate. You can ejaculate another time. It's not by force.
I would say
It's the
this.
truth though, because I will not let you put me under pressure and before because it's no more fun for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I know that for you, it's no longer fun. You just want to ejaculate. That's why you're going on and on. So me, I'll just, the max I can do is, if in my house, I'll just bring it that I know what, it's okay. You don't have to ejaculate. You can try another time. You can do it tomorrow morning. It's not by force. So we'll just sleep like that. It's not by, but a lot of men just want to ejaculate. They want to get to the end.
No,
Is it by
and a lot of
ejaculation?
men are greedy. They want to have multiples. Okay.
That's a man who says. Let me say it like this: a man who says, "My preference is long one, is better." Is a man who doesn't understand a woman and who, more importantly, does not understand, has not really taught himself or retaught himself how sex works. Is a man who is basically using common sense. What you do when he's 13, 12, 14, 18, 19, and it continues that way, and he thinks life continues like that. So it's an uneducated person that's thinking that way. One thing I would say, number one, is that if you can find a way to engage sex education together, that's what he needs in the grand scheme of things. Then the second thing I would say is that when he's about to leave for work, he's about to be late, he has only 5 minutes.
You will learn how to do 5 minutes quickie. 2 minutes. Quickie.
So now there are a couple of things in that.
I like you when he's dressed.
He's
dressed.
Ready. He's dressed ready.
Hey, I'm like, why now? Why
he
you
will learn quickly.
You have to go. And I'm not stopping you from going. You can go.
Yeah.
Go now, but this is responding. Go. What are you saying?
Do one sharp one.
Yeah. And there's something that's very important about doing it that way. Number one is that you are also engaging your power in that marriage from a sexual standpoint. You are controlling him, and that's very powerful, and that's a massive turn on for a man. Okay, he will. In fact, he may even try to be late, but he will know he can't be late. But he will be shorter than normal.
I love when he does not ejaculate in the morning. Just do you. I'll not let you ejaculate so that till you come back.
So your brain is still there. So come back and this long
you come and finish.
Or it's
finish what we started.
Oh God.
So engage that. Let's not engage it with let's not. If that's a problem, then address that problem separately.
Right.
Yeah. True.
And then come back to the other one, and then the sweetness in sex in a marriage is to mix it up, to switch it up. Sometimes you do quickies.
Absolutely.
That's where the sweetness is. If you have belief system here, you are missing out bad.
And you say me.
You're missing out big time. If you say, this is just how it's done, we must always be at the top. We're going to heaven, hellfire. If that's how you think, you're missing out big time. And you're lying to yourself because you'll be dodging doing craziness too. You're just lying to your own word. So, and it's better to be honest with ourselves. It's just better to be honest. So as you can see in all of this that we've talked about today, there's no absolutes.
No absolutes, so it doesn't work.
No absolutes.
At all.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Soulspice has been with us for 3 hours. Oh my God.
It's not for 3. Wait. How do people do Instagram without blocking? I'm sure it goes up after 1 hour.
I think it's based on followership. We have over 40,000 followers. So I think they extend it after a while, and depending on how many lives you do too. So, and they change the rules too from time to time. So
they do change the rules.
Just never know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They did.
Yeah. So
but I don't think I've worked with somebody and
I'm
not sure she has
after our 45,000 followers, we don't get more than 7-10 people here. Iran, the only wanted that room. But online. Yeah, because
really?
Because it's this engagement thing. Like we also built the platform with other topics. So when we switch to marriage, it may have robbed the audience up a little bit. So that's also part of it. But at the end of the day,
but today you have like at least constant 40 plus, 50 plus constantly.
Oh.
It's a struggle.
It's a struggle.
Consistency
is key. We just put out the content. That's what we thrive. We enjoy that. But to have someone like you on, we had to. So every
And
time we have
people
a
like
chance
to talk
this,
about sex, okay? We're all
and
freaks
sex
at the end of
sells.
the day.
See, at the end of the day, we are freaks. We just deceiving
Yeah,
ourselves.
whether you're a Christian or Muslim or a Buddhist,
If
whatever
Instagram-
you call yourself.
If Instagram open this up like they're supposed to right now to all the followers, right? You will see this place. This thing will break. It will break. But we're
That's
all
so sharp.
freaks is the point. We're all freaks is the point. And we're saying free yourself. Free yourself. There's a question here that
They do matters 2 hours. Okay, you want to do 2 hours? I pity your Toto.
Ah,
I pity you. It's gonna catch fire.
it'll be raw.
Fire.
Yepa.
erectile dysfunction. Can you speak on that?
So erectile dysfunction basically is being said to come
Yeah, it's because of
into
Soulspice, by the way. A lot of your followers are here. Yeah. Erectile dysfunction, please.
It comes in 2 ways. One, we have the medical aspect. You know, when they have gone to take all the colagbo and all the drugs and pills, you know, it affects them. But majorly it comes with a psychological effect. You know, when you think that you cannot do. Because see, every man in a lifetime before death will experience erectile dysfunction. Every man. But when you experience it once, twice, maybe due to stress or anything, you now tell yourself, Abi, this is who I am. Abi, this is the problem. And so it becomes a lifestyle for you.
Oh, okay.
And then you start to grow it, and then, you know, tell yourself a lot of things you want to hear. You look at, oh, maybe because I'm growing older, or maybe because my life is not enjoying, and before you know it, it becomes a lifestyle. And so it becomes a real problem.
Normalize it.
But most
They
of it
normalize
is
it.
psychological.
Right.
So they normalize it after a while because
Yeah.
they're not open to solving the problem. They just like, I guess.
And because they think it's supposed to be normal. You know, they tell themselves that, oh, as you grow older, your sex life will drop. You know, so when you have that belief system,
Yeah.
when you start that, you just like, maybe this is what's supposed to happen because I'm growing old. But it's a lie. But who says? Yes, you're growing old, but your penis has to drop alongside.
Right.
If you do the right thing, eat the right food, you know, work out, all those things, your penis would, you know,
All
it is
right.
well.
Good. So tell them where they can find you. For those of us that are discovering you probably for the first time.
Yes.
Where they can find you. What are some of your offers, your products?
You can find me here. Anyway, you just said, you will find me there.
Just follow.
Just
follow, right?
But you can follow me on Instagram at Soulspice. In short, just search for sex, you'll find me. Instagram will bring my name will come. Even if my backup page is to come, don't worry, you'll find me. I'm not Oroko Isha, don't worry. Or you can search Orisha Balopo, you will find me.
Orisha Balopo.
Right on.
Wow.
That's awesome.
I told my girlfriend Adedayo to reach out to you and get any special, sex toys that you can recommend for her. I will foot the bill. Let me know. Yes, she needs one.
Yeah. You wrote a book recently.
Yeah, so I wrote a book recently called Dictionary. It's a book with over 50 techniques on how to give a good blowjob.
Wow.
It's a book for women. I also included, things you can add to spice up your blowjob. Don't do the normal regular blowjob, like upgrade, How, if you have a man who doesn't wash well, how you can clean him up without him knowing in a sexual way and still get your blowjob, the fire and water technique, so many ways of giving blowjobs and hand jobs, upgrading yourself based. So with those ones, you don't get tired, right? I talked about positioning, mouth, how to gag. So gagging gives you more saliva. It's a way of getting more lubrication. So when you gag via the upper part of your mouth, right? It's easier to get out more saliva into your mouth. So that way you don't have to start, then also, I also talked about kissing or giving blowjob techniques. Now, when we talk about kissing the penis, you find a lot of people just unconsciously before you do it, and then go, You will lick your lips as a woman unconsciously because you want it to be wet, right? But we make a mistake. We are supposed to kiss with the inner lips, which is always wet. So you're supposed to do. That's always wet. You don't need to lubricate it.
Right.
Is it what you do? Right. So these are the things you'll find out when you buy it. So go and buy the book.
Where can we find the book?
We have it on. We have it online.
Okay.
You can buy from it. I think I had issues with my Amazon. It was on Amazon, but I think I had issues with it. So they said copyright once more. So we are trying to sort that out. Okay. So I think my publisher tried to upload it twice. Okay. So it's more like a copy. So they're trying to sort that out. But I have a link where you can buy from either pounds, dollars, whatever. They take any currency. Okay. As long as you're not using cryptocurrency. Man. You said?
Let me just say this to the man. Please don't go and buy this book and give to your wife. That's anti-seductive. Okay.
If she has no, you can buy and give to her and say, let's
I was gonna say if she already told you about that she's not about this life, that's not the way you're gonna seduce her. At least be careful. That's some wisdom there. Yeah. Because you'll be shocked. Some people will buy it and will just throw it on the table. She will see it. She will start giving me. After, no, bro, it's not going to happen. It will work.
You have to talk about it. Yeah, you have to talk about it. Yes. On Twitter, I'm Soulspice on Twitter, and Soulspice just a word. Then I also have sex cards. I launched the first sex card by a Nigerian. I did 3 levels because I know the kind of people I'm dealing with. So I did one for the religious people who just want to say, it's just me and my husband, no oral sex, nothing. We just, just us. So I want to go to heaven. I have your level 1. Then I have level 2. Yes, level 1. So I have level 2 for people who want maybe not BDSM, but a little bit of, tying there. So you can use the scarf or his tie, or, to blindfold, all those little things. Yeah, that's level 2. Then we have level 3. Level 3 is for BDSM, full BDSM, handcuff, whips, anal sex, that's the level at which I am. I'm not in level 1 or 2. So yeah. So if you are up to task and you get grace and you can be very adventurous, you can hold chandelier and hold iron proof, what they call it, your window iron here. Yes, now iron.
What do you think? We're on level 1, right? Level 1,
what do you mean level 1?
Level 1 about
our church boys.
You level 1. Yeah, that's like a level 3.
That's what I'm more
about. Somebody said, thank you very much, Lola and Ola, for putting this together. A hearty shout out, Soulspice. Spicy as usual. I hope future wife is doing same. I'm praying for it. Yes, please. Shout out to you, Dr. Levy, and shout out to everyone that hung out with us.
Dr. Levy, I greet you. Specifically, I greet your balls.
Yeah, thank you everyone for hanging out. We're going to let Soulspice go because we're sure she has business in the morning.
And business with husband right now, okay?
No, my husband is not around, so.
She said she's dropping the airport.
He's out of town.
She said you're running your mouth.
So no, for next 3 days, man.
She has her husband on the airplane.
Yeah.
No, but don't worry. He fed me well this morning. He fed me well.
That's good. That's good.
You will not go without feeding me. I was doing strongest. Almost 3:34. Now look and say, guy. I said, guy, is this how you will go without even apologizing? Is that how you want to go? Instead of the man to now come to say, okay, I'm sorry, you just as ignore you. I knew that I knew his mind like, thank you, Jesus. She even said something. Thank you. And so the man just grabbed it. I'm like, no, now apologize first. Apologize, you know me. But he don't go talking to apology.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm going to next 3 days.
Apologies later.
But at least I still got my apologies. I was like, so what's your apologize? We're like, this one I just. I said, no, you have to say with your mouth. Say, yeah, I'm sorry, but at least I've done what I want to do. I said, I just have to allow you, so I don't go and be saying, my wife is bad. She doesn't give me food. before I travel.
Abi,
But like,
that won't be nice.
he has told himself that if I don't allow him, he's looking at time when he's 6, he'll just do what he wants to do. He'll still just go rape me. Do what he go do. That he will not go that far without collecting anything. That is not possible. And I see this man. But it is well.
Yes,
It is
sir.
well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate
Thank you so much
it.
for having me. Thank you.
We'll
See
go
there,
down.
people.
All right, so.
Same to you.
Okay.
Talk soon.
My love to everyone.
All right. Bye. Thank you.
Lola, thank you so much for managing Lola. Thank you. I know what it means to manage. Let me just say thank you. It's
Thank
not
God.
easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. So I give it to you. Because you see all these men, they can frustrate us sometimes, but we just love them. We cannot go anywhere. If
Too
not,
much love. And love.
We go try them.
Ola, be grateful, oh, be grateful.
Me,
Be
I'm
grateful. You should
grateful.
go and say thank you, Jesus.
This whole thing is about being grateful. Everything we talked about today is about gratitude.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
somebody said, you
Ah,
know, it's about gratitude. Appreciate what you have.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
Ah,
that is right.
bedroom matters. Go and sleep.
Oh my God, guys, go and sleep. Oh.
After work, go and sleep. Go and meet your husband. Go and suck dick. Go and sleep. Go and sleep. Yeah.
All right.
Thank
So
you,
sorry,
guys.
we'll
All
talk.
right, good night. Thank you
Take
so much for
care.
having
See
me.
you on
Bye.
Clubhouse.
Have a good job. Bye.
See you.
Bye.
All right.
That was fun.
Yep. All right.
Thank you
Facebook,
guys for
Instagram,
hanging.
everybody, shout out to every one of you. We're just gonna end the live stream. We've done quite enough.
Yes.
Follow us. Thank you. Talk soon. Bye now.